Chapter 185, The Tribe of the Earth, 5. My head is numb. I can't make sense of anything at all. It feels like the heavens and the earth are turning upside down. It feels like my brain is being crushed. I can't endure it. A cacophony of tinnitus rings from all directions, blurring my vision with its intensity. I can't regain my senses, but I'm not even allowed to go mad. Let's stop now. Suddenly, upon hearing those words, my mind is forcibly pulled together. Just as I'm about to fall under the cliff's edge, it feels like someone is forcefully grabbing my hair and pulling me up. Naturally, it brings a pain that feels as though my neck is being ripped out. Likewise, I had to forcibly escape from the chaos with a pain that felt like my soul was being torn apart. I sought you out because I'm curious about 3 things. Answer these 3 questions, and I'll leave. Even though my mind was forcibly calmed, it's still incredibly hard to endure. Endure. But I must endure. If I don't, even if I regress, I might waste countless lives over thousands, tens of thousands of years, lost in madness. I must endure. Gaha. Crunch. I raise my arm, open my mouth, and bite into my wrist. The sharp pain and metallic taste of blood cuts through the fog of confusion, anchoring me back to sanity. Pain neutralizes the confusion, allowing me to regain a bit of sanity. I must regain my composure. Ask your question. With a trembling voice, I speak to the entity before me. The entity in front of me smiles, as if pleased. Your mental strength is strong. Even for an ender, at the beginning of their story, they are no different from insects. Yet you regained your senses so quickly. Very well, it seems you're ready, so I'll proceed with the questions. First question, what is the fate you received? I mustn't reveal it. I clench my teeth. But suddenly, such a thought passes through my confused mind. I mustn't reveal it, but what if I don't even know what it is? How should I respond? As I stupidly stand still, Bong Myong speaks. You still don't know? I'm curious. How can an ender who doesn't even know their own fate endure 10 years in the darkness of the serving command arc and regain consciousness so quickly before me? Bong Myong muses, seemingly puzzled, and then continues with the next question. Second question, do you know where the being that brought you here is located? Question mark. What does that mean? The entity that brought me here? You're saying that us falling into this world wasn't just an accident, but someone's deliberate actions? Just when I'm puzzled. It seems you don't know this either. Well, I can't expect much from an ender who hasn't even realized their fate. You'll remember eventually as the story progresses. What is he talking about? As I listen to him perplexedly. Last question, have you ever met a supreme deity or a heavenly sovereign? Even if you haven't met them directly, have you ever heard stories about such beings from someone? Simultaneously. Putaduduk. Ayayowa. I scream in agony, feeling as though my head will explode. Bong Myong's voice drills into my mind. Unlike the first and second questions, which elicited no reaction, the third question made me feel like my head would explode immediately. Ha-hak. Ayok. Wayakak. If he explode my head right now on kill Mijal Fim might feel a bit comfortably maybe I'm trying to remember something to mind that village I definitely. Calm down. Thud. What was it? It felt like something tremendously terrifying had happened just now. I sense Bong Myong looking at me. I see. You've already had 2 encounters. That's a sufficient answer. Thank you for responding. I'm confused. I kept my mouth shut throughout, yet this entity seemed to have gleaned something from my silence. As I struggle to understand, Bong Myong speaks to me. I've resolved my curiosity, so now you may ask whatever you're curious about. 6 seconds have already passed, so you'll need to ask everything within the next 4 seconds. For seconds, I momentarily wonder why, then remember that in the presence of an entity like Bong Myong, the concept of time is meaningless. If it's not too impolite to ask, if you're capable of warping time, why didn't you extend the 10 seconds to about 10 days instead? I ask, trying to steady my trembling voice. I am but a fragment, and the serving command arc I influence is a discarded immortal treasure. Therefore, the extent of distortion can only be so much. Can true immortals distort time? No. I quickly move past the unnecessary question. Now is the chance to ask something far more important than the abilities of true immortal. What exactly is an ender? Are there others like us? What enders are? Only the enders themselves know. That's why I asked you earlier if you had realized your fate. Enders have been around far longer than even I have. Is Yang Sujin the previous ender? Did he also reach the state of true immortal? Correct. He was as weak as you at the beginning of his story, but managed to reach the limits of a true immortal by its end. What is a story? Fate. Fate. By any chance, searching for enders, is it you? Shill. Pop. Suddenly, my mouth disappears. Literally. My mouth is gone. It seems you have received a message left by a previous ender. But be careful with your words. Be careful with your thoughts. Be cautious even with what you bring to your mind. My encounter with you is the result of preparations before the immortal treasure, laid out through countless histories and arrangements. as well as a form of attraction, but the method your predecessor used is a miracle of improbable odds. My method is not as safe as the miracle of the Ender. Somehow, if Bong Mayong were an entity in human form, it's as if he is now placing his index finger to his lips, signaling me to keep quiet. Of course, I can't see him clearly since I can't look directly at him. But if this entity had a human-like appearance, I felt like that's what he would be doing. If you try to look at something, that something will also look closely back at you. Do not think. Do not recall. Do not speak carelessly. I've left this primordial darkness in the lowest floor specifically for safe conversation with an Ender, so please do not open your mouth and invite calamity. Suddenly, my mouth is back. I haven't been reckless with my words outside. Good. Always be on guard, as the light in the 3,000 worlds is a minion of that thing. In places where light shines, always keep your lips sealed. Light? You mean to keep my mouth shut forever? That might be wise in the early part of the story. I am astonished. Light? To be cautious of the light? The way he speaks as if the light is a living being. All the moments I had peacefully basked in the sunlight, bathed in the moonlight, and embraced the starlight suddenly became terrifying. So, is that why there is no light in this space? Why are you helping me, Your Eminence? Because Enders create miracles. Question mark. A vague answer. But from Bong Mayong's tone, I sense that he is not permitting any further questions. No, rather than sensing, it's more like he shows it. If you're willing to help, couldn't you assist directly? For example, granting a wish. A true immortal cannot directly give anything to an Ender, except for misfortune. I can bestow as much calamity as you wish. Conveying information is the extent of the help I can offer, and even this is reaching its time limit. Bong Mayong speaks. Choose your last question. Can you beings know all the abilities of Enders? It's not impossible. Exclamation point. Just when I'm startled, my vision suddenly distorts. At the same time, I realize my body is melting away. Oh, I see. The reason I could have this conversation with this entity was because he permitted it. Originally, even facing a fragment rather than the main body should have resulted in immediate dissolution. As soon as our meeting ended, as soon as he diverted his attention, my body and soul themselves began to disintegrate like this. And as I melt into the surroundings, I'll return you to your original time. Hearing Bong Mayong's voice, I lose consciousness. It's cold. I open my eyes wide and look around. Hookah. As soon as I open my mouth, the glow of life flows out. I look at my forearm. The number 100 is inscribed. It's still cold, but somehow I feel warm. Despite the deathly darkness and cold, it feels quite bright and warm for some reason. Why is that? Maybe it's because I've seen an even deeper and vast darkness. I think of the entity I just met. Wait, who did I meet? I can't remember his name, the name of that being. I remember everything about meeting him, but who he is seems to be erased from my mind. Shiver, shiver. It's terrifying. No, perhaps it's a relief that I've forgotten his name. If you look at something, that something will also look at you. If I keep remembering his name and keep thinking about it, he, too, will continue to look at me. Perhaps it's a form of mercy from such an incomprehensible entity towards a mortal like me. As I calmed my heart, a familiar golden light spread from above. Flash. The immortal beast blood fusion has ended. To the last remaining 100, the true blood of immortal beasts will be bestowed. It's Gurion. Seeing her, I finally feel I have returned to reality. I hurriedly shout to her. How long has it been? How much time has passed since we were trapped here? It's been exactly 4 months and 12 days. It seems your sense of time has dulled from being trapped in the darkness. 4 months. Gurion is not lying. That meant, during these 4 months, I experienced a decade. Within my veins, the Azure Spirit Starlight Quintessence great method that I had evolved over 10 years flows distinctly. And whether it was his consideration or not, the life force from the canvas of myriad forms and connections that I had consumed over the 10 years is only depleted for exactly 4 months' worth. It seems true immortals can't give something directly to me, but they can give such indirect gifts. True immortals are truly terrifying entities. I tremble, recalling the terrifying years spent in darkness without a single ray of light. He had said he prepared about 10 seconds because I had endured 10 years. That meant if I could endure it, he could distort time for 100 years or even 1,000 years. No, let's not think any further. Even if I can't remember the name, if I keep thinking about him, he might look at me too. Although that entity was friendly to me, the mere fact that such an entity is looking at me is terrifying. Don't think about anything. For now, just be grateful to be alive. With a sigh of relief, I follow Gurion out of the lowest floor of Serving Command Arc. Thus, these promising members of the Earth Tribe have proven capable of carrying on the lineage of the immortal beasts. Therefore, the highest council of the True Dragon Alliance has decided to award the participants of this immortal beast blood fusion. After the immortal beast blood fusion ended, Being among the surviving 100, I silently recover my vital energy on the second floor of the serving command arc, listening to Gurian's speech. But honestly, it doesn't feel very real. Maybe I've gone mad in the cold and darkness, and everything I'm seeing now could just be an illusion. The presence of him was too overwhelming to bear with a sane mind. I can understand why John Myung-hoon went mad. Such a being, not with kindness but deliberately spreading malice and inflicting divine punishment. It would be enough to drive someone like John Myung-hoon completely insane. Suddenly, thinking of their presence, the goal of stealing the heavenly lightning banner feels unspeakably terrifying. What if, while trying to steal the heavenly lightning banner, I end up directly facing such an entity? Can I really remain unbroken? Is it really right to pursue this goal? Can I, even after seeing a true immortal? That's when, thud, Seo Huiol places his hand on my shoulder. With a gentle smile, he praised me. Congratulations. Now that you can receive the true blood of an immortal beast, you will truly become a member of our Earth tribe. His smile is still unpleasant. After choosing and accepting the true blood, I will give you the summoning wind, sacred blood transformation, the superior version of the summoning wind, true blood transformation you were given last time. Mastering the summoning wind, sacred blood transformation will allow you to quickly assimilate the true blood of immortal beasts into your body and elevate your realm. Haha, I'm grateful for your grace. I force a smile. Summoning wind, sacred blood transformation. Just hearing the name made it clear Seo Huiol prepared a nasty surprise for me. Suggesting the summoning wind, sacred blood transformation, his intentions are filled with vile schemes. Your colleague, Ohai Seo, is also excellently practicing the summoning wind, sacred blood transformation I taught. If you learn the same technique, you will be able to grow quickly just like her. Ah, I realize something. With gratitude as vast as the sea, I am forever thankful. I can tell. Ohai Seo is definitely not in a normal state. And if I were to learn the technique called summoning wind, sacred blood transformation that she is practicing, that would mark the start of my slavery under Seo Huiol. That's how it is. Participant Seo Eun-hyen, come forward. Gurian calls my name among the survivors. On the stage where the survivors of the immortal beast blood fusion are being selected, drops of true blood are prepared, and I just have to go up and choose one to receive. I smile at Seo Huiol, who is grinning behind me. Truly, I'm sincerely grateful, Sir Seo Huiol. Haha, not at all. It's all due to your effort. I let all the sweet nothing Seo Huiol spouted go in one ear and out the other. But at this moment, my gratitude towards Seo Huiol is genuine. Thank you, Seo Huiol. For a moment, I nearly forgot my purpose, being chased by the terrifying existence known as a true immortal. But seeing Seo Huiol's scheming brought me back to my senses, his unique brand of nastiness sobering me up. Disgust overcame fear. I will steal the heavenly lightning banner, no matter what. I don't have good feelings for John Myung-hoon, but seeing him, who always thought he was better than everyone else, losing everything and crying pitifully, reminded me of myself in the past. To bear such a painful heart essence should only be for the Mad Lord and Seo Huiol. And isn't it enough with just me? If John Myung-hoon goes mad and rampages, countless humans and even devils will be slaughtered by the lightning harbinger John Myung-hoon. I can prevent the tragedy that starts with John Myung-hoon. I'll steal the heavenly lightning banner and I've decided to firmly put it into Seo Huiol's pocket, who constantly engages in disgusting schemes. The memory of my conversation with him is terrifyingly horrific and dreadful. Shouldn't such a wonderful experience be shared? I will definitely let Seo Huiol know. Thank you, Seo Huiol. Thanks to you, I've regained my focus. Leaving Seo Huiol behind, I step onto the stage and stand before Gurian. As a survivor of the immortal beast blood fusion, you may choose one of the 7 immortal beast true bloods. Which one will you choose? Droplets of blood float before me. Each droplet represents a different immortal beast. The immortal beast Black Dragon. The immortal beast Supreme Tiger. The immortal beast Azure Pong. The immortal beast Lustrous Glazed Peacock. The immortal beast Ghost Black Turtle. The immortal beast Mountain Destroying Demon Ape. The immortal beast White-Winged Heavenly Pegasus. I will. Spiritual energy gathers on each droplet of blood, and the forms of immortal beasts flicker above them. The shape of a dragon with black scales, the figure of a massive tiger, the appearance of an azure palm, the form of a peacock in 7 colors, the figure of a black turtle commanding ghosts, the appearance of a monkey with mountains sprouting all over its body, and the shape of a horse with white wings pass over the droplets of blood. I will choose this. I pointed at one of the droplets of blood. Author's note: a minor setting collection that does not have a significant impact on the plot. The relationships between the immortal beasts appearing in the Regressor's tale. The Black Dragon and the Supreme Tiger do not get along and fight whenever they meet. These two beasts generally do not get along with most other beasts and growl whenever they meet. The Azure Pung tries to eat the offspring of the Black Dragon upon meeting and flees from the Supreme Tiger due to being overpowered. It gets along with all other immortal beasts except for the lustrous glazed peacock. The Azure Pung tries to kill the lustrous glazed peacock upon meeting, while the lustrous glazed peacock tries to lay its eggs when meeting the Azure Pung. Not just with the Azure Pung, but it also desires to mate with the Supreme Tiger, the Black Dragon, the mountain-destroying demon ape, and the white-winged heavenly Pegasus, making it the most ill-reputed among the beasts. However, it avoids the Een Ghost Black Turtle as its Een energy does not benefit its eggs. The Een Ghost Black Turtle, when meeting the mountain-destroying demon ape, brings ghosts to have a joyous time together. It is a welcomed figure among immortal beasts with strong Een energy, but is shunned by those with strong Yang energy. The mountain-destroying demon ape and the white-winged heavenly Pegasus, due to the nature of the powers they possess, inevitably cause natural disasters when they meet, regardless of whether their relationship is good or bad. These two immortal beasts always maintain a neutral relationship with other immortal beasts. Translator notes. Donated chapter by Dragging 105. Thanks for the support. Chapter 186. The Tribe of the Earth, 6. What I chose was the true blood of the Black Dragon. It was an obvious decision. After all, to infiltrate within the dragon race, it will be most advantageous to receive and refine the blood of the same dragon race. Moreover, the Black Dragon symbolizes the supreme Een and controls the power of water, being an immortal beast, which allows me to walk with my head held high within the Sea Dragon race, a branch of the Black Dragon race. Furthermore, receiving the true blood of the Black Dragon would provide an opportunity to delve into the secrets of the Black Dragon King Hien Eum and also establish a relationship with the mystical scaled fish commanding sect, which is set to be the vanguard against the Devil Realm invasion by the Human Race Grand Alliance. The benefits of obtaining just one drop of the Black Dragon's true blood are not limited to just one or two. Of course, by accepting the true blood of the Black Dragon, there is also a possibility that the Black Dragon King can influence me in return, but honestly, he's not so frightening. The truly fearsome are not such beings. Thinking about the sense of fear when meeting him, compared to the pressure when meeting the Black Dragon King, I believe I can overcome any influence the Black Dragon King might try to exert through his blood. Yes, the true blood of the Black Dragon. That's a good choice. Gurion smiles warmly, as if proud of me for choosing the true blood of the same dragon race. After receiving a drop of the Black Dragon's true blood, I step down from the platform. Co Huiol also smiles warmly at me, showering me with good wishes. Indeed, you have an exceptional eye. In the Earth Tribe, there's no power as revered as that of the dragon race. You've made a choice you won't regret. Moreover, with the power of the Black Dragon, it will perfectly match the summoning wind, true blood transformation. I am thankful for your kindness. Good. As soon as you return to the Sea Dragon Palace, I will do my utmost to assist you in quickly refining the true blood of the Black Dragon. Do my utmost to help, my foot. But outwardly, I just smile back, not showing my true feelings in return. I am always grateful for Sir Co Huiol's kindness. Help me as soon as we return. Sorry, but that's not going to happen. Because 4 months before participating in the Immortal Beast Blood Fusion, I had already sown the seeds. It's about time for news to start coming in. No, the Sea Dragon King will hear the news as soon as he arrives at the Sea Dragon Palace. I had deliberately manipulated things so that we will receive the news at that time. I returned to the Sea Dragon Palace with the other Sea Dragons, smiling alongside Co Huiol after receiving the dragon's true blood. Now, since such a joyous event has occurred in our Sea Dragon race, I'm thinking of throwing a big feast this time. Oh, and just when Co Huiol rambles on, he suddenly discovers that countless members of the Sea Dragon race are outside Cloudheart Lake, where the Sea Dragon Palace is located. What brings you all out here? Well, that is. One of the elders of the Sea Dragon race, looking anxious, bows his head in embarrassment. A thief has infiltrated the Sea Dragon Palace and has stolen various precious treasures from around the palace. How could a mere thief infiltrate the Sea Dragon Palace? That, I am ashamed to say. We are all out doing our utmost to investigate, but first, tell me the extent of the treasures stolen from the Sea Dragon Palace. The entire internal treasury of the Sea Dragon Palace has been plundered. What? Co Huiol's eyes narrow. He transforms into his human form and, with a stern expression, looks around at the elders. Are you saying that unheard of thieves easily moved in and out, stealing from the Sea Dragon Palace which you, as heavenly being stage elders, are supposed to guard as securely as a fortress? His tone, previously respectful towards the race's elders, shifts as if he is addressing his own subordinates. It seems to me that this is not the work of an external thief, but rather, there is a thief within our own ranks, or perhaps someone who colluded with them. All of you must take responsibility for this situation where the entire internal treasury has vanished. We are deeply ashamed. For the first time, I see Xiao Huiol in a furious state, unlike any demeanor I had seen from him before. But internally, I sneer. He's just pretending to be angry. He's not really disturbed. Xiao Huiol doesn't seem to genuinely regret the loss of his treasury. It's more so that he is merely using this incident as a pretext to discipline his subordinates. His heart is filled with malice, but he lacks greed. I observe Xiao Huiol closely. But instead of greed, he is skilled at using such opportunities to enhance his political power. He will probably be busy sorting out the Sea Dragon Palace's internal affairs for a while using this incident as a pretext. That is enough for me. If I can buy just a few days, I can refine the Black Dragon's true blood to the extent that I won't need Xiao Huiol's help. From the beginning, the thieves who entered the Sea Dragon Palace were those I had brought in. To the numerous aquatic demon beasts who lost dominion over Cloud Heart Lake to the Sea Dragon race, I had merely opened the doors of various parts of the Sea Dragon Palace completely under my control and handed over maps detailing the palace's layout. Already discontent with the Sea Dragon race, they must have eagerly stolen during Xiao Huiol's absence at the Immortal Beast Blood Fusion, given the opportunity one created. With such an incident occurring in the Sea Dragon Palace, even Xiao Huiol himself can't focus on me immediately. Sure enough, he looks at me and says, "It can't be helped. I will look after your practice 3 days later. In the meantime, do not rashly attempt to refine the Black Dragon's true blood, and try your best to enhance your vitality." Understood. Xiao Huiol leaves to discuss the issue of the Sea Dragon Palace's internal treasury with the Sea Dragon race's elders, and I enter the Sea Dragon Palace, first deactivating the blood body skin armor I had been wearing during the Immortal Beast Blood Fusion. Swish. The flesh that had been integrated with my body falls off and forms a figure with a splashing sound. It's Yuanyu. I have Yuanyu bring ink, a brush, and high-quality silk used for sending letters in the bright cold realm. Despite having the convenient method of voice transmission, sending a letter is something done when one wishes to present oneself in the best possible light to someone of higher status. Now that I've bought 3 days, I must find a way to escape Xiao Huiol's grasp during this time. It's already been 10 months since I returned. Thanks to Xiao Huiol's recommendation, I am a clear member of the Sea Dragon race. However, Xiao Huiol deliberately prevented me from leaving the Sea Dragon Palace on the pretext that I hadn't even reached the Qi building stage. While I had control over the inner workings of the Sea Dragon Palace, being unable to leave meant I had no interactions with others outside of the Sea Dragon race and a few aquatic demon races near the palace. Even if I were to learn techniques like the Summoning Wind, Sacred Blood Transformation in the future, I might be able to leave the Sea Dragon Palace, but escaping Xiao Huiol's influence will be impossible. It's time to leave the Sea Dragon Palace. I send a letter to Gurion, the only dragon race member besides Xiao Huiol with whom I am acquainted. To the respected Senior Gurion. This lacking Junior Xiao sends this letter. Thanks to Senior Gurion's care, Sir Xiao Huiol, all members of the Sea Dragon race, and I have settled well at Cloud Heart Lake and are diligently cultivating in peace. Sir Xiao Huiol cannot express enough how grateful he is to Senior Gurion. The reason for sending this inconvenient letter is to kindly request your assistance in refining the Black Dragon's true blood that I obtained by participating in the Immortal Blood Beast Fusion. From the first meeting, I have always admired the dragon-like demeanor of Senior Gurion, and since Senior Gurion is a benefactor to me and the Sea Dragon race I belong to, it would be a matter of great gratitude to the heavens if Senior Gurion could assist in the refinement of the Black Dragon's true blood. If Senior Gurion assists in refining the Black Dragon's true blood, I would like to offer 20,000 spirit stones, 100 caddies of azure sea stone, 10 caddies of 5-colored salt, 7 pieces of scarlet coral, and the scales shed by Sir Xiao Huiol as a token of gratitude, which I received as a reward from Sir Xiao Huiol for assisting him in his duties within the Sea Dragon Palace. Moreover, as someone who has gained the trust of Sir Xiao Huiol and has been bestowed with numerous treasures, after refining the Black Dragon's true blood, I plan to invite Senior Gurion to the Sea Dragon Palace based on this favor. Sir Xiao Huiol also desires to meet Senior Gurion to inquire about the insights of cultivation, but it has always been difficult to arrange a suitable occasion for this. Therefore, I will create an opportunity to share insights with one another. Hence, I humbly ask for your favor in assisting this junior in purifying the true blood. From your lacking junior, Xiao. The moment Gurion first saw Xiao Huiol, it was clear that she was smitten, and during the last Immortal Beast Blood Fusion, it was evident to me that she harbored a secret affection for him, unnoticed by anyone else. With such a substantial offering, there's no reason for her to refuse. Of course, these weren't rewards given by Xiao Huiol, but, naturally, the spoils I would receive from the aquatic demon races after handing over the map of the Sea Dragon Palace and unlocking its protective barriers for them to steal treasures in exchange. The demon beast races will secretly distribute the treasures among themselves by tomorrow. After folding the silk letter, I head to the dragon communication pond located somewhere within the Sea Dragon Palace. The dragon communication pond is a means of communication within the dwellings of the dragon race, used for holding meetings or exchanging messages over long distances among dragons. Wawoom. Standing in front of the brightly shining pond, I lift the silk letter and take out the jade bottle containing the immortal beast true blood bestowed by Gurion. The dragon communication pond is designed so that it cannot be used by anyone other than dragons to secure conversations shared among the dragon race. It requires the infusion of a dragon's essence to operate. Of course, Wawoom. As I infuse the energy from the jade bottle containing the immortal beast's true blood into the dragon communication pond, the pond shines brightly and displays the dragons connected to the Sea Dragon Palace's dragon communication pond. The most frequently contacted dragons' forms appear prominently in the pond, with the largest being the form of the Black Dragon King Hein Eum, followed by a few Sea Dragon race elders living outside the Sea Dragon Palace, then the 4-axis stage cultivators of the Black Dragon race, and the Heavenly Being stage elders. It seems there's quite frequent communication with the Black Dragon race. Next to the figure of a Heavenly Being stage elder of the Black Dragon race is Gurion's figure. Gurion, connect. Tist tist tist. Gurion's form enlarges as the dragon communication pond connects to the one in her abode. Transmit. Wawoom. I drop the neatly folded silk onto the pond connected to Gurion's dragon communication pond. Uft. The pond shines and transmits the silk to Gurion's pond. After deactivating the dragon communication pond, I manipulate the Sea Dragon Palace to erase any records of my using the pond and return to my room. A response should arrive within 3 days. About 2 days passed. Kagugugu. Above the Sea Dragon Palace, the massive figure of Gurion appears. Feeling Gurion's energy, I fly above the Sea Dragon Palace, and she, who had been searching for something with her face pressed against the barrier, transforms into her human form with bright eyes upon seeing me. Pot. Transformed into a woman dressed in robes, she enters inside the barrier and stands before me, saying, Hem, is it really true? The things written in the letter. Seeing her face turn red as she fiddles with her hands and asks me, I feel a twinge of guilt. It feels a bit wrong to use someone in love like this. Nonetheless, seeing her makes it clear. Gurion definitely has feelings for Seo Huiol. Yes, of course. And please, don't mention the contents of the letter to Sir Seo Huiol. I want to surprise him as well. I understand. That sounds good. I'll do that. She nods her head, and in the meantime, the Sea Dragon race elders quickly fly to the Sea Dragon Palace upon her arrival. Isn't that Senior Gurion? What brings you to the Sea Dragon Palace? She coughs and gestures towards me. This child here has received the Black Dragon's true blood in the immortal beast blood fusion. It's very commendable that a human would try to continue the lineage of an immortal beast like the Black Dragon, so I came personally to assist with the refinement of the true blood. Hume, I see. The Sea Dragon race elders seem perplexed, but nod in acceptance. However, their eyes betray their confusion about why she would go to such lengths to help someone like me, a mere human. Just then, Seo Huiol appears on the scene with a smile. What a warm-hearted gesture from Senior Gurion to take care of a member of the Sea Dragon race like this. I'm deeply moved. Seo Huiol has also arrived. Well, even though he's a human and has yet to reach a significant cultivation realm, he possesses a consciousness of the nascent soul stage and has chosen the Black Dragon's true blood. It's only natural for me to help such a talent. She tries not to show her embarrassment in front of Seo Huiol, controlling her heartbeat to maintain a calm complexion as she speaks. Yet, to me, it's clear her affection for Seo Huiol is barely contained. I'm always grateful to Senior Gurion. Seo Eun-hyun, whom I'm considering as my direct disciple, is a brilliant talent of our race. It would be a great favor if Senior could assist with the refinement. Seo Huiol allows her to help with my refinement without objecting. But, in the next moment, Seo Huiol gently holds Gurion's hand with both of his, smiling softly. Seeing Senior Gurion cares so much for our Sea Dragon race, and treats Seo Eun-hyun, whom I cherish, with such warmth overflows my heart with gratitude. If Senior wishes, the refinement of Eun-hyun's true blood can be conducted within the Sea Dragon Palace. I will arrange a place for it, and perhaps we could share a cup of tea occasionally. It's my wish to express gratitude since I find no other way to do so. When Seo Huiol held her hand, Gurion failed to control her heartbeat, and her face turned explosively red, and I bit my lip inwardly. Damn, the whole point of getting Gurion to take me to her abode and assist with the refinement of the true blood was to escape Seo Huiol's influence. If she accepts Seo Huiol's proposal to help with my refinement within the Sea Dragon Palace, it will be problematic. I was counting on the dragon race's tendency to prefer handling matters within their own domain. This plan was based on the characteristics of the dragon race I learned while living with Co Ran, practicing the summoning wind, dragon transformation in his abode. But if things go as Co Huiol suggested, just then, sorry, but recently, the slaves in my domain have started a rebellion, and I need to suppress them. It seems a bit difficult to accommodate your request. That's unfortunate. Indeed. I've also been troubled recently, as thieves broke into the Sea Dragon Palace and plundered our internal treasury. It seems your situation, Senior Gurion, is not unlike mine. Indeed, the atmosphere has been quite uneasy lately. There are reports of ominous vibes from the dimensional barriers of the Bloodine realm, and the activities of the Heart Tribe are becoming increasingly active. It's truly a tumultuous time, and it seems Senior Gurion is facing difficulties, so we of the Sea Dragon race will dispatch some of our members to your domain to assist with quelling the rebellion. Really? Yes. As I mentioned before, the recent break-in makes it feel all too similar. Using the excuse of similarity, Co Huiol assigned a few members of the Sea Dragon race to Gurion. Though the pretext is assisting Gurion in suppressing the rebellion, the intention is clear. They're meant to keep an eye on me. Indeed, even after managing to escape his influence, Co Huiol's insistence on attaching surveillance is truly exasperating. Then, having caught such a fortunate opportunity for Senior Gurion to assist you, I hope you refine the true blood of the Black Dragon well. Pat pat. Co Huiol pats my shoulder, encouraging me, and while pretending to do so, he slyly infuses spiritual energy into my identity plaque, obviously tampering with it. As soon as I arrive at Gurion's domain, I'll have to stash away this identity plaque somewhere. Thinking so, I bid Co Huiol farewell and set off with Gurion to her domain. After flying for about half an hour, we arrive at Gurion's domain, a picturesque landscape filled with rugged mountains. Between the mountains, white clouds linger, giving off the feel of a realm where immortals lived. Her abode is located in a cave on the highest peak among the mountains. Now, come down here for now. And, you said you are warriors from the Sea Dragon race? Gurion addresses the young nascent soul stage sea dragons who followed us. Although they're from a slave race, the ones in my domain have caused quite a widespread rebellion, so everyone will need to put in some effort. We will keep that in mind. Though they have rebelled, they are still my property, so try to avoid a massacre and focus on capturing the leaders of the rebellion. Yes. Then, I will proceed to assist Co Unhyun with the refinement of his true blood. Smiling, I speak up in front of Gurion. No, as a member of the Sea Dragon race, I can't just watch the warriors struggle. I will also follow them to suppress the rebellion. What? Hearing my words, one of the sea dragons widens his eyes in surprise. The suppression of the rebellion is just a pretext. In reality, they were sent to monitor me. If that's the case, I might as well remove their pretext. Truly a loyal talent. Though human, showing such dedication to the Sea Dragon race. Gurion nods, pleased with my attitude. Go and assist them. It's good to see someone taking the initiative to help the faction's cause, even if from a different race. Though still at the chi building stage, having endured the immortal beast blood fusion, your vitality and strength should be comparable to a nascent soul cultivator. Yes, I've always wanted to repay Senior Gurion for the kindness she has shown to the Sea Dragon race, however small the gesture might be. Thank you for giving me this opportunity. She smiles more warmly at my words, and the Sea Dragon warriors appear about to say something, but instead bite their lips. Wawoom. She raises a golden sphere of spiritual energy above her hand. Follow this sphere, and it will lead you to the area of my domain where the rebellion is happening. I hope you can suppress it and return. Yes. The 3 Sea Dragon race warriors nod and fly out of the cave. I sought permission from one of the warriors and climbed onto his back. Then, I'll be back soon, Senior Gurion. Go on then. Just before the Sea Dragon warrior uses the flying escape technique, she seems to remember something and says, yes. Although they are a weaker slave race with their maximum power at the chi building stage, be careful. With nascent soul stage power, including this junior, there are 4 of us. No matter how numerous or widespread the rebellion, it's merely a bit troublesome. Senior Gurion should not worry. No, I've heard that a member of the Heart Tribe has appeared among the slave race. At her words, my eyes narrow sharply. Even though I've heard that they are weak, only reaching the core formation stage in power. Still, the Heart Tribe is known for using peculiar and profound abilities, so everyone be careful. Translator notes. Donated chapter by Dragging 105. Thanks for the support. Chapter 187. The Tribe of the Earth, 7. Heart Tribe. Surprised, I hastily turn around, but by now, the Sea Dragon warriors are already flying swiftly through the sky, following the trail of light sent by Gurion, and the distance between us and Gurion quickly widens. Hold on. How about asking Senior Gyu about the Heart Tribe? I hastily speak to the Sea Dragon warriors, but they respond indifferently. Didn't you hear something about the Heart Tribe or whatever being at the core formation stage? Let's just go quickly. No. I'm about to say one or two things to the Sea Dragon warriors, but then remember that it hasn't even been a year since we ascended. Do they still not know how much the Heart Tribe is feared and revered in the Bright Cold Realm? Thinking about it, talking about the Bright Cold Realm when it hasn't even been a year since our ascension is pointless. No choice then. I'll have to leave them be. Following the orb of light sent by Gurion, I think about the still naive Sea Dragon warriors. I'll leave them be, and while they suppress the rebellion, I'll meet the Heart Tribe. I've heard about the Heart Tribe before, but what exactly they do, and what exactly is the Heart Path method, is what I need to find out. It's time to understand more about them. Let's meet them and find out what they're about. Whoosh. How many landscapes have I passed? Flash. The light sent by Gurion explodes over a massive mountain range. This place is. The explosion of light means we have reached our destination. The largest long spirit wood flower farm in the dragon race territory. The scene beyond the mountain range is breathtaking. The vast farm in front of me, absorbing sunlight and shining brightly, seems to be spitting out white flames. No, it isn't just a feeling. Around the flowers of the white plants in Gurion's farm, there is indeed a flame-like white spiritual energy flickering. Long spirit wood flower, or also known as the everlasting flower. These white blossoms produce the essential cotton used in the majority of clothing worn by cultivators in the Bright Cold Realm. For many cultivators, surpassing the chi building stage often results in their clothes being torn to shreds or becoming rags due to battles. While high-level cultivators can create clothing through spells, those of lower levels have to change into spare clothes or walk around naked, which is quite inconvenient. Hoping for intact clothing in the constantly warring Bright Cold Realm is laughably naive. Thus, many cultivators quietly worried about clothing, and three solutions emerged. Learning spells to weave clothes from spiritual energy. Wearing clothes that can restore themselves even after being torn or burnt. Overcoming the embarrassment and walking around naked. The third option, while humorous, was surprisingly adopted by many, including Azure Tiger Saint. But it is chosen only by those who are very confident in their abilities. Anyway, the first option is only feasible for high-level cultivators. The second option, enchanting clothes with restoration spells, was chosen by many, including both high and low-level cultivators. The main material used to make such self-restoring clothes is precisely the long spirit wood flower. Clothes made from long spirit wood flower can be regenerated by infusing a single remaining piece with spiritual energy, even if they were completely torn or burnt, making them extremely useful. The main ingredient, the long spirit wood flower, which thrives only in areas abundant in spiritual energy, has a unique property of continuous regeneration when its cotton is harvested with spells by high-level cultivators, ensuring a never-ending supply. Thus, cultivators who grow long spirit wood flowers often enslave weaker races as cotton slaves to manage the harvest. Whoosh whoosh. As I look at the cotton field, contemplating the long spirit wood flower, from afar, a crimson flame is engulfing the cotton field. Is that the rebel army? None of them even seem to have reached the chi refining stage. Behind the flames, an enormous presence can be felt, a truly terrifying number. How many are there? Now let's go down. Everyone, suppress the slaves on your own. Kill all the leaders of the rebellion, and then report to Senior Gyu. Will do. The Sea Dragon warrior carrying me shakes his head, dropping me off before flying away. The Sea Dragon warriors, paying no heed to me, swiftly fly towards the numerous demon beasts to suppress them. I watch them for a moment before looking at the slave races setting the cotton field on fire. The Heart Tribe is said to be here. Being at the core formation level must surely mean the prowess of beyond the path to heavens. Though I'm still confused about what the Heart Tribe is, I can at least speculate after hearing from Jang Ik and witnessing his strike. Surely, members of the Heart Tribe can recognize each other at first sight. Bang bang. I kick off through the air, heading towards the flames. There, the races committing arson are not just one or two. Numerous races are mingling, setting fires. The races of the Bright Cold Realm live exposed to the dense spiritual energy of the Bright Cold Realm. Hence the majority are born with the strength of at least the chi refining stage. Yet, even in the Bright Cold Realm, there are those who are weak. Those whose natural bodies are too frail to properly absorb the dense spiritual energy of the Bright Cold Realm, unable to learn demon beast methods. And those who could not find a sacrifice method, thus unable to learn the Heaven Tribe or Earth Tribe methods. Such people, classified as weaker races in the Bright Cold Realm, are often captured by the Heaven and Earth Tribes to be enslaved or used as elixirs. The numerous races currently setting fire are likely those weaker slave races working in Gurion's farm. Just when I think so, zing. Suddenly, The tension sharply rises. A feeling as if my neck can be sliced open at any moment. A sense predicting murderous intent, akin to future foresight. This is not just any killing intent. Heart language. It's the heart language exchange between warriors who have reached the realm of beyond the path to heavens. Someone is speaking through heart language. No asking, who are you? Zap, zap. This is, I smile, accepting the sensation given by the heart language. Following that sensation, I look towards the place where this heart language is sent from. Gurion's information seems to be incorrect. Not beyond the path to heavens, but treading heavens. Kagugugu. From afar, 3 sea dragon warriors are gasping for breath. I shout at them. Avoid it, there's a heart tribe member over there. However, despite clearly hearing my shout, they ignore it and spew rays of light from their mouths. And the next moment, flash, swoosh, a crimson stream, a sunset-colored river wave, blocking the breath of the sea dragon warriors. I can feel it. The one who blocked the attack of those 3 nascent soul stage sea dragon warriors is definitely in the treading heavens realm. I suppress the excitement climbing up my spine, intending to run towards that direction. However, just as I'm about to run over there, shriek, chill. I quickly step backward, retreating with a light-footed technique at the sudden sense of ominousness invading my mind. Quagwagwang. The next moment, a huge valley appears right where I was about to cross. I need to complain to Senior Gyu. Not just 1 heart tribe member, but 2. No, maybe Senior Gyu only managed to ascertain 1 till now. Wawoom. From afar, a scarlet river of sunset is flowing, sweeping along 3 sea dragon warriors like a tide. They appear as if 3 snakes are trapped in a sunset-colored sea. That side is undoubtedly in the treading heavens realm. Yet the sensation unique to the treading heavens realm is not something I can detect with either demon beast methods or heaven tribe methods. Detection doesn't work. Seems like they don't know either. Step. I look at a figure emerging from the cotton field, a bipedal goat with white fur. Are you the core formation stage heart tribe member Senior Gyu mentioned? The creature is definitely a beyond the path to heavens level expert. I look at what this goat demon is holding. A whip. It's a thin leather whip. A thin whip used for lashing slaves. However, strangely, on the forehead of this goat demon holding a whip meant for beating slaves, there is a clear mark of a slave. The goat demon with the slave mark on their forehead has an overall gentle and rounded appearance. The fur itself seems incredibly fluffy and soft, and the eyes exude a clear and soft temperament. Moreover, due to its small stature, it looks quite cute at first glance. But I swallow my saliva as I observe them. Underneath the fur, I can't count how many scars there are. Beneath the soft and cute fur, there are marks like whip lashes densely packed like rain streaks. A formidable opponent indeed. I raise my tension and ask, are you from the heart tribe? Is the heart path method what you practice? Your heart tribe. And then, me. The creature cries out and lashes the whip. Quagwagwang! Exclamation point. Again, a valley forms where the whip strikes. I see. Am I an idiot? I realize as I watch the heart tribe member cry out. The demon language I am using is a universal language among demons, but now that I think about it, these heart tribe members wouldn't have the earth tribe's vision, naturally not learning the demon language. Hey, I asked if you were from the heart tribe. I once again speak to it using mental language, which operates on consciousness. Can you tell me what the heart path method is? How does your heart tribe distinguish levels of attainment? What enlightenment have you achieved? Finally, I got a proper response from them. You've been babbling to yourself all this time. Are you trying to compete with words? I wonder why. Despite being insulted by an opponent of a lower realm than myself, I don't feel bad at all. Instead, I grab the air with a bright smile. My apologies. No more words are needed. Boom. Tearing through the air, I surge the formless sword throughout my body, not drawing upon demon beast methods. Nor do I awaken the nascent soul, forcibly sealing the ability to perceive planes. After sealing all heaven and earth tribe methods, I charge at them while maintaining a pure state of treading heavens. Indeed, is the heart path method a martial art? Today, I shall find the answer. My attack collides with that of the goat. Kagugugu. The scarlet river swallows the sea dragon warriors. The 3 warriors gasp for breath as they face their opponent. They can't identify who it is. The techniques being used are also unknown. Even the main body's location can't be detected. Yet the perceived size of the consciousness feels infinitely small. What is this? Who is this person? The eldest among the sea dragon warriors, the veteran. Jean Gaiac summons the storm, filling the surrounding sky as he clenches his teeth. Kurung, kururung. Dark clouds infuse the sea dragon warriors with strength. Normally, they would become immortal warriors who do not tire until their energy runs out, but facing this entity, they feel like they are barely clinging to life with these techniques. Ugh, so you're the leader of the rebellion. I haven't heard of a nascent soul stage rebel force. John Gaick throws out any statement to probe the opponent. But the opponent does not react. He tries various offers and questions to probe the opponent, but is met with silence. John Gaick starts to grow anxious. If this continues, our energy will be completely depleted. Senior Gu hasn't arrived yet, and to end like this. Just then, the owner of this domain, the 4-axis stage Earth tribe member, hasn't shown up? John Gaick brightens up upon hearing the opponent murmur. Right, they may do well against opponents of the same realm, but it seems they lack confidence when facing higher-level cultivators. John Gaick shouts with a feigned stern expression. We are just the vanguard. Within half an hour, Elder Gurion of the True Dragon Alliance will arrive. We may not be able to defeat you, but we can hold you off until then. John Gaick signals to the other Sea Dragon race warriors to draw up their energy, as if to bind the presence before them within a barrier immediately. Having done this much, surely they'll be flustered and try to retreat. That's when we will temporarily retreat and ask for help from Senior Gu. Everyone, surround that. And then, the owner of the Scarlet River chuckles. Such bravado. I take it the 4-axis monster isn't coming. Haha, if you want to believe that. Did you think I wouldn't notice you rolling your eyes and exchanging opinions? Kiki, you've been anxious from the start. Indeed, the 4-axis hasn't shown up. The 4-axis hasn't arrived, but... John Gaick quickly thinks of a way out. We are warriors of the Sea Dragon race. We came prepared to die to suppress you, the Heart Tribe. If our situation becomes dire, we have techniques prepared to self-destruct. That's a lie. Foolish as it may be, even if we don't self-destruct, the human ally that came with us is closely related to us. If he exerts his full strength, he can unleash power at the heavenly being stage. If we find ourselves in danger, he will. That also seems like a lie. So suspicious. But no matter how much you doubt, it doesn't change the truth. However, think about it. A senior of the 4-axis stage is on her way here. We came prepared with a self-destruction technique, and in fact, having that human ally means we actually have an advantage over you. Moreover, we were ordered to capture those who started the rebellion alive, so we were only fighting moderately. Being distant relatives of the Black Dragon race, we can draw a considerable amount of power from the ancestral blood of the Black Dragon. My goodness, everything except the words capture alive and distant relatives of the Black Dragon race is a lie. You aren't sea dragons, but bragging dragons. Did you introduce yourselves incorrectly? John Gaick glares at his opponent. What in the world? It feels like his heart is being read. He knows nothing about his opponent, but the opponent seems to be reading him in real time, an eerie discomfort. You seem displeased. Getting more afraid, aren't you? Not just John Gaick, but the other Sea Dragon warriors who share his thoughts turn pale. It's clear. The entity before them can easily read their innermost thoughts. That discomfort and fear. John Gaick had seen such a being only once before. Mad Lord Zhou Yun, a lunatic who had controlled 2 4-axis stage puppets from the lower realm. The sensation of having one's soul pierced through was something he had only felt in the presence of that person. Of course, John Gaick did not believe the mad old man could read his thoughts, but there was something in common between the uncomfortable feeling given by the Mad Lord's transparent eyes and this current discomfort. The problem with you heaven and earth tribes is this. Always, when facing the threat of death, you desperately do anything to survive. It's not necessarily bad, but wouldn't it be normal to have 1 or 2 who stick to their convictions? Have I only been dealing with small fries? You are. Enough, shut up. I'm not interested in playing with you fools anymore, and that guy over there seems somewhat interesting. The Scarlet River seems to laugh with a giggle. John Gaick tries to say something, but the next moment, he clenches his teeth as he sees the Scarlet Wave rushing at him without a word. Damn it. Are you determined to see this through to the end? Ha ha ha. You think you can last till the end with me? Seeing that you don't know much about the Heart Tribe, you must have only recently ascended. Remember this well. The Heart Tribe, if you want to catch them, you must dig a good trap and not confront them with excessive force. With the power of your heaven and earth tribes, it will never be easy. At that moment, John Gaick hears a ringing in his ears. It's the sound of singing. This is... As soon as he recognizes the song, John Gaick feels the strength draining from his body. Not just a sensation, but his life force and spiritual energy are actually being siphoned away. Ah no. What? To die like this? So absurdly? John Gaick blankly watches as life force drains out of his body. Life is not under control. Chi is not under his control, scattering absurdly easily. To die so easily. Your mistake was first and foremost, not knowing about the Heart Tribe, and that I'm someone who has seen your heaven and earth tribes so annoyingly often. That's about it. Farewell. Feng. With the sound like a string being snapped, John Gaick loses consciousness. With that, John Gaick died. As simply and vainly as one would swat a bug. The 3 warriors of the Sea Dragon race died like this, and the owner of the Scarlet River turns their gaze elsewhere, where a loud explosion is occurring. Quagwang, quagwagwang. The earth trembles, dust clouds rise, and a long whip flies in all directions. As the whip extends, an invisible formless sword swings like a whip. Seo Eunhyun charges at the goat, raising both arms and exerting force on his lower abdomen, back, and shoulders. For an instant, his muscles seem to swell, and the formless sword strikes down towards the goat. The goat is no easy opponent. The goat swings the whip from lower right to upper left. In that moment, the ghost infuses chi into the whip with a twist of the wrist. Simultaneously, the weight of the whip changes, shaking off Seo Eunhyun's formless sword. Chwack! As the goat twists its wrist again, the weight of the whip becomes as light as a feather, and the whip quickly retracts at an astonishing speed. Spat! Seo Eunhyun swings his sword, and the goat swings their whip. A whip that changes weight, a sword that changes shape. Their exchange appears evenly matched at a glance. PSHHD, PSHHD, PSHHD. But beneath the goat's white fur, cuts are gradually grazing it. The goat's wrists, thumb, index finger, pinky, ribcage, solar plexus, navel, instep, heel, calf, swoosh, swoosh. These are the wounds on the goat's body from Seo Eunhyun's 2 movements. The goat understands. Their opponent is going easy on them. No, more accurately, they are being guided. Initially, it seemed like he was cautiously pressing the goat, testing something as if to gauge the goat's strength. But at some point, there were several occasions when he could have split the goat's head open but chose to spare him. Unlike the goat, whose body is already reddened in places, Seo Eunhyun's clothes are not even scratched, completely unscathed. The proficiency of each technique, every one of them, is terrifying. The goat thinks as they look at Seo Eunhyun. Every single one, even the simplest techniques when embedded in the changing sword, leads to a myriad of transformations, and every stroke of myriad transformations is based on extremely proficient fundamentals, reaching the level of a lethal strike. Moreover, the sword wielded by this person is invisible. Though perceivable by consciousness, being invisible to the naked eye is a tremendous disadvantage. I can't even properly grasp what's changing right now because it's transparent. This won't do. I must decide the battle with a decisive technique. The goat's momentum changes. Pouring everything I have, I shall liberate my race. The next moment, the goat's whip soars high into the sky. Now, with a weight heavier than Mount Tai, it prepares to fall. Seo Eunhyun, sensing the goat's intent, readies himself. One can be guessed. What both are about to use are the techniques they each call their ultimate. No matter the outcome, I will give my all in a gesture of respect. And when their techniques are about to clash, Feng, with a clear sound, the goat slumps to the ground. Hyuk, strength drains from them. A feeling of powerlessness envelopes their entire body, feeling as if they can do nothing. Between them, the Scarlet River flows. Hello, sorry to interrupt your fun, but you see, we're out of time. The prediction that a 4-axis stage cultivator will come directly has dropped, and we've only caught these runts. Anyway, as promised, since a 4-axis stage did not appear, I will allow your entire race to enter the Heart Tribe territory, as promised. Yes, thank you. I feel my whole body become lethargic and my life force drain away as I watch the babbling Scarlet River before me. It's dangerous. I'm sleepy. So sleepy and exhausted. This must be her manifestation of the treading heavens ability. Hey, friend, won't you stop fighting too? Looking at you, you're from the human race, and you've been learning demon beast methods under the demon race. And it seems like you've reached the second stage of manifestation like us. Honestly, I don't have much confidence in winning against you. But if you could overlook just my friend and his race's departure, I would be truly grateful. So, she's asking to be let go because she doesn't think she can win against me? Had this been before, I would have scoffed at such nonsense. But, looking up at the sky, I chuckle softly. If attacked, great calamity. If not attacked, smooth sailing. The last trick she's hiding might be quite frightening. I quietly calm my inner thoughts and nod. Do as you wish. Ahahaha. Thank you truly. Then, by any chance, is there anything you'd like to ask? As a token of permitting our departure, I'll answer something you're curious about. I immediately asked her, what is the Heart Path method? Today, I will finally learn about the Heart Path method. The owner of the Scarlet River replies, Poo, poo-cook-cook, ka-ha-ha, with a fierce laugh, as if it's the funniest thing in the world. And then her words follow. Look here, friend. The Heart Path method doesn't exist in this world. Translator notes. Donated chapter by Dragging 105. Thanks for the support. Chapter 188, The Tribe of the Earth, 8. What does that mean? I look at her momentarily confused. Ahaha. Suddenly, her voice, which had been that of a delicate woman, changes into a deep male voice. Such talk of the Heart Path method is just a term forcibly applied by the Heaven Tribe and Earth Tribe to try to understand us. It's impossible for us to have such a systematic structure like methods. Don't you know? If you've reached the second stage of manifestation, you should realize that everyone in this world possesses different possibilities, right? Duh. They're right. I narrow my eyes, pondering the words of this person whose gender I can't discern. So, the heart path method, no? What does the heart tribe call this realm? Although heart essences differ, isn't the process of reaching this realm the same? Is manifestation just the end of it? I do feel like telling you. Once again, their voice changes to that of a child. Could it be jealousy? To obtain our power while studying under the earth tribe with a body of the heaven tribe. If one fully masters the 3 talents of heaven, earth, and heart, imagine the kind of monster that would be born. Sararak. The scarlet river flows around me. I realize that this river's existence is not actual water, but the heart essence of this being. There's no substance. Yet, I'm startled by this bizarre river. Treading heavens must ultimately be the state of becoming one with the heart essence one has manifested. Yet, this river, while emanating an aura similar to the treading heavens realm, seems to have no substantial body to be its source. What is this? When I peer into the being with my hidden thoughts. Haha, to think there's such a transparent hell of agony. The next moment, the river's voice changes back to that of an old man. Neither the heaven tribe nor the earth tribe, and not even among us, have I seen such an extreme heart essence. Indeed, if only I could know which direction this monster of the 3 talents will take, I could decide how to deal with you. The river wraps around me, its voice flowing out. It feels as if the heart tribe being is standing with hands clasped behind his back, looking at me while circling around. However, as I watch him, I invoke the formless sword, severing mountain swordsmanship. Mountain echoes valley's response. Ting! A clear sword cry strikes the mind. The vibration resonates from the plane of chi to the plane of soul, awakening the spirit. I seem to encounter a lot of beings who love brainwashing, especially after coming to the earth tribe. Oh no, you've caught on already. But what was that? Did your energy transform into consciousness? Did you move across planes? Duh. I do not respond to his nonsense, focusing instead on surveying my surroundings. Exclamation point. Suddenly, the slaves who were setting fire to the cotton plantation have all disappeared. It seems I had moved far while my attention was distracted on this being. Was I trapped in an illusion? Me. I grit my teeth and glare at the river. What were you trying to do to me? Brainwash me for what purpose? Just in case there's any misunderstanding, the power of my manifestation isn't brainwashing. It's deep sleep. The immersion into a dream is the enlightenment I've achieved. I just wanted to put you to sleep soundly, then tie you up nicely and send you to the highest council of the heart tribe. Duh. What is this person? I open my mouth in disbelief, yet I am on high alert mentally. So after all this, you're asking me not to interfere with you? Don't take it too hard. We, the heart tribe, can't trust anyone. The heaven tribe and earth tribe have been so eager to kidnap us and turn us into pills that we've had to become cunning to deal with them. But since I've opened up to you like this, please forgive me for that. Now that I know your strength, I won't attempt to kidnap you anymore. Duh. Their true intentions are unreadable. Perhaps due to being in the same realm, this being is also able to protect their deep heart essence from me. How did you deal with those sea dragon warriors? I glance at the unconscious sea dragon warriors. I put them to sleep. However, they seem to mistake my process of deep sleep for the process of death, so if they are not awakened within an hour or two, their souls will truly mistake it for death and die. Terrifying and utterly bizarre. But more than that, I glare at the being before. You're stalling for time. What are you aiming for? Even though the heart essence is unreadable, I can tell that this being is wrapping me up in needless words to waste time. They must certainly be trying to delay. Oh, you've caught on already. It's nothing significant. I am a special envoy sent by the Heart Tribe's highest council, tasked with infiltrating the heaven and earth tribes, helping the weak slave races among them to give birth to members of the Heart Tribe. Once a Heart Tribe member is born, I guide them along with their race to the territory of the Heart Tribe. In the process, if I encounter any masters of the 4-axis stage from the heaven or earth tribes, I also have the task of killing them. I look at this being's energy. Are you waiting for Gurion, the owner of this domain? It would be nice if that were the case if the owner of the domain doesn't show up. I guess I'll just focus on leading the races to escape. To kill a 4-axis stage cultivator. That seems to be the ace up their sleeves. That's why it foretold great misfortune if I attacked him. A rash move would have been a death sentence. Apparently, the reason this being is leaving me alone for now is simply because I also fall under the category of Heart Tribe. Just then, the goat standing beside us suddenly looks in one direction. Here it comes. A subtle anger is present in the goat's eyes. Kagugugu. From afar, a boar, its body dyed red, is flying towards us. White steam billows from the nose of the boar, who possesses the energy of the nascent soul stage. The administrator of the long spirit cotton plantation, the bastard who tormented and oppressed us on behalf of the Lord, Gurion. Crack. The whip in the goat's hand thrashes as if alive. Yes, let's have a go at it. I'll help out if it looks like you're losing. Yes, elder. But who exactly is this person? I don't know myself. That's why I'm holding him here while we talk. But it seems he doesn't intend to antagonize us deliberately, so it would be refreshing to resolve our grievances and then return. Yes. The goat firmly responds, gripping the whip and flying towards the boar with void steps. Walking on air. I asked the river, can you explain exactly what the heart tribe is? The river responds in a young woman's voice. What kind of question is that? It naturally refers to those who have integrated their heart essence. Integrated their heart essence. Yes, those who have unified their external and internal heart essences into one complete heart essence. Those who can manifest such a heart essence are collectively called the heart tribe. Then, those who can reach this manifestation through consciousness methods are also heart tribe. It sounds like mastering consciousness methods alone can lead one to become heart tribe. Ahaha, reach the heart tribe by mastering consciousness methods. The river laughs as if they found the idea amusing. Listen here, friend. Integrating the external and internal heart essences is something that can only be achieved through unimaginable pain and pressure. Simply enlarging and refining the consciousness with consciousness methods is meaningless. To become heart tribe, to manifest heart essence, one needs a longing beyond imagination. The esteemed one of the heart tribe longed for overwhelming power to save their own race. That newcomer longed for the weight of the responsibility to save his race, and I longed for sleep. And looking briefly at your manifestation, it seems you longed for escaping something. Isn't that right? Duh. If you don't deeply long for something, no matter how much you master consciousness methods, you'll never achieve manifestation. If someone who has mastered consciousness methods integrates their external and internal heart essence to reach manifestation, it means they're longing for something beyond imagination. Yes, a longing that surpasses imagination. An endless thirst, a relentless fanaticism towards something. Only by preparing to throw everything away and push oneself into the realm of pain and pressure can one become us. Wawum. The being intentionally shows me their intent. It's a sign of affection. You are definitely of the heaven tribe, and at the same time of the earth tribe. But the reason I don't dislike you is because you have continuously longed for your own beliefs to the extent that you've reached the second stage of manifestation. Such a transparent hell of agony. It's definitely the heart essence of a madman. But even if it is the heart essence of a madman, hasn't it reached that realm precisely because it was never let go of and was always pursued? Right. Quang quang quang. I nod my head, watching the fight between the goat wielding the whip and the boar turning the surroundings into a sea of flames. The boar is at the nascent soul stage after all, and the goat is merely at the threshold of treading heavens. However, the goat is evenly matched with the boar. It might be because the boar is at the very early stages of nascent soul, but it seems like the goat knows all the techniques the boar uses. On the other hand, the boar is unable to properly grasp even one of the goat's whip movements. That kid's name is Beck Nyon. He is a slave who rose to the position of overseer on this cotton plantation for his race. The river continues. He stepped forward to whip his own kind, but from the day he held the whip, he practiced countless times, pondering how to softly pretend to hit his kin. He mastered the art of loading and unloading weight on the whip, whipping himself to control the weight of the whip to the extreme. Pushing the control of weight to the utmost limit is how he achieved his manifestation. Quack quack wang. The goat, Beck Nyong, made the boar scream and tumble down with a lash of his whip. Huang. Kagugugu. Once again, the whip is swung, and a valley in the shape of a whip appears where it passes. That demon beast administrator of the earth tribe forced Beck Nyong to whip his own family. Beck Nyong insisted on waiting to kill that guy himself, playing around while waiting for the Lord. Quack wang, quang quang. Beck Nyong, with eyes rolled back, continues to wield his whip. The attack, optimized for weight, at the threshold of treading heavens, makes the flame-spewing wild boar gradually lose consciousness and seem to die. A realm specialized in attack power. I exclaim at the sight of his beyond the path to heavens. Even if the boar is at the very early stages of nascent soul, and Beck Nyong knows all of its techniques, there's still a gap between a nascent soul stage and beyond the path to heavens. Yet, to push the opponent to the brink of death like this, Beck Nyong must have focused solely on attacking, as if ignoring defense and willing to die in the process. How heavy can a delicate whip become? Huang. Sa, save me. The boar flies up, dodging Beck Nyong's whip. Beck Nyong, with eyes rolled back, attempts to pursue the boar, and the river's owner cheers for Beck Nyong as if excited. I, too, knowing the certain enmity between Beck Nyong and the wild boar, do not rashly intervene. Just then, Puckak, Puwak. Far away, the bodies of the 3 sea dragon warriors, who had been put to sleep by the river's owner, begin to convulse violently. and the river's owner shudders at the sight. Simultaneously, Pukak, Powahakak, blood spurts from the heart region of the sea dragon warriors, and an enormous amount of heaven and earth spiritual energy begins to converge there. Go. The heaven and earth spiritual energy condenses into a blue light in the air, forming the shape of a giant azure dragon. It's the form of Seo Huiol. I can feel the owner of the river being shocked. What, using their own race as a sacrifice? Baek Nyon. Come back, we're retreating. The form of Seo Huiol that had descended upon the scene surveys the surroundings. I can feel it. The figure in front of me was summoned using the lives of 3 sea dragon race warriors as a sacrifice. Since the lives of 3 nascent soul stage warriors were offered as a sacrifice, even if for a brief moment. This figure is identical to Seo Huiol's true body. Kagugugu. An immense pressure weighs down on my entire body. Seo Huiol's head turns towards me, wrapped in the Crimson River. To think that the rebels in Senior Gu's territory could be this dangerous. These children weren't sent to die among the rebels. Wasn't it you who killed them? I am momentarily dumbfounded, but Seo Huiol looks around with interest. His gaze lands on Baek Nyon and the Crimson River. Indeed, are you the Heart Tribe, whose fame has spread far and wide in the bright cold realm? The Crimson River, annoyed, whirls up into the air, buzzing. Damn it. The worst-case scenario, a 4-axis cultivator getting involved. Even if I sacrifice my life to kill you, it wouldn't harm your true body, would it? That's right. Originally, it was a means to descend in case of the worst situation, but it's a bit disappointing to have to descend because of you folks. Well then, what does the esteemed 4-axis cultivator plan to do with us now? Just so you know, I have received a not-so-insignificant technique from the Heart Tribe's highest council, so if I put my life on the line, I can at least eliminate your form. A pitiful threat. SSSSSS. The dragon form of Seo Huiol recondenses into a human form. The human form of Seo Huiol smiles benevolently. But personally, I have no intention of doing anything to you. It's sad that a rebellion has occurred in Gu Senior's farm, and our precious sea dragon warriors being massacred by the Heart Tribe is an unavoidable incident. Wait, weren't you the one who killed your own warriors? The Crimson River looks at Seo Huiol in incomprehension. Currently, Seo Huiol, not being his true self, but projecting his form based on the life force of the sea dragon warriors, made it difficult to read his heart essence and understand him. Our sea dragon warriors fought valiantly against the Heart Tribe, sacrificing their souls, and all died gloriously in battle. I tried to project my avatar from afar to help, but it was too late as they had all already perished. Madman. Thus, in memory of them, I sought to uncover the secrets of the Heart Tribe. Kagugugu. From Seo Huiol's hand, a strong gravitational force begins to emerge. That force is directed towards Baek Nyon. Baek Nyon starts to be sucked in by the gravitational pull exerted by Seo Huiol. Wait, what are you doing? By capturing the leader of the enemy, perhaps the warriors of my race who died unjustly can find some peace in the afterlife. Pod. Above Seo Huiol's hand, space warps, revealing a spatial rift. Beyond that spatial rift surely lays the Sea Dragon Palace. Originally, this wasn't intended for such purposes but to retrieve Seo Eun-hyun, a member of our race, in case of danger, but given the situation, it's unavoidable. Still, being able to capture the Heart Tribe, which had been so famously rumored in the bright cold realm. Put your hand down right now. Kagugugu. The Crimson River, revealing its fury, flies towards Seo Huiol. The entire body of the Crimson River turns green for a moment. And within that green light, I can make out the shape of a brilliant Padao. That is the trump card they kept hidden. A strike from the esteemed one. However, Seo Huiol raises his other hand unconcerned towards the dead bodies of the Sea Dragon warriors lying at his feet. Crack. The bodies of the Sea Dragon warriors are lifted by spiritual energy, blocking the Crimson River. The Crimson River hesitates for a moment, shocked not by the corpses, but by Seo Huiol's attitude of using his own race as shields without any emotion, but then pushes through. Crack. The charge of the Crimson River shattered the bodies of the Sea Dragon warriors. However, Seo Huiol, undeterred, continues to emit a strong gravitational force from his hand. Krarak. And in the moment when the river hesitated, in the moment when the bodies were shattered, those moments combined to create an opening, and Seo Huiol uses it to suck Baek Nyon into the spatial rift that had formed above his hand. No. Krarak. The river charges towards Seo Huiol's form, but Seo Huiol's form merely disperses into the air. Seo Huiol's bright voice echoes through the void and then fades away. Thank you for the wonderful gift. Thanks to you, the heroes of my race who died unjustly will also be able to rest in peace. SSSSS. The spatial rift created by Seo Huiol disappears as well, and the Crimson River, having not managed to unleash the strike of the heaven-collapsing esteemed one, swirls around in dismay. Duh. I reflect on Seo Huiol taking Baek Nyong through the spatial rift, remembering his words about using it to take me if I were in danger. Was Seo Huiol originally prepared to sacrifice his own warriors to forcefully bring me to the Sea Dragon Palace if things went awry? Of course, it might not have been the case. He could have just said that, but intended to do something to Gurion through the Sea Dragon warriors or steal something from Gurion's domain. But if the original target he intended to take was indeed me, he must have realized our value through Oh Hyaseo. Kim Yun, a mortal with a 4-axis stage consciousness. Jean Myong-hoon, said to have the same constitution as Yang Su-jin. Oh Hyun-suk, expected to reach heavenly being stage combat power within 100 years. Kong Min-hee, expected to reach the star-shattering stage within 500 years. The value we hold, discovered by Seo Huiol and the 3 heavenly being stage cultivators, must have been immense. That's why he was prepared to take me away, even by sacrificing 3 nascent soul stage warriors of his own race. But then, a thought strikes me. But now, hasn't the means to kidnap me disappeared? Was Baek Nyong considered more valuable than me in Seo Huiol's eyes? At that moment, a chill runs down my spine as I consider a possibility. Seo Huiol openly stated in front of me that he was prepared to sacrifice 3 nascent soul stages to take me away. That means he values me higher than 3 nascent soul stages. That also means he has realized the value of Oh Hyaseo, who is similar to me. And by observing my actions and words over the past 10 months, he figured out that I am trying to find the whereabouts of my colleague, Oh Hyaseo. He already realized the value of Oh Hyaseo and me, predicting that I would eventually come back to him to find Oh Hyaseo anyway. Understanding that I cherish my colleagues over the 10 months, he informs me that he has discovered the value of my colleague in me. Thus, due to my nature, I will inevitably return. A method even more certain than directly capturing me through a spatial rift. No, if I had been thoroughly brainwashed by Seo Huiol over the 10 months, I would have already sworn my allegiance to Seo Huiol, shedding tears of gratitude for the situation where he sacrificed 3 nascent soul stages to save me when I was in danger. I shudder at Seo Huiol's cunning, and the Crimson River, disheartened by what happened to Baek Nyong, circles around before flying off towards where the other enslaved races had escaped. Had circumstances been better, we could have talked more, but given how things have turned out, let's meet again someday. Pot. With those words, the Crimson River disappears into the distance. I stand dumbfounded in the cotton plantation, watching the boar that is healing from the injuries inflicted by Baek Nyong. The boar looks confused, staring at the spot where Seo Huiol vanished. Hey. I approach the boar. Can you contact the lord of this domain, Senior Gu? Oh yes, but please send a message. I regret to inform Senior that the suppression of the rebellion has failed. You understand? The wild boar looks at the place where Seo Huiol disappeared with a puzzled expression and absent-mindedly nods. That technique. I feel like I've seen it somewhere before. No, never mind. I'll contact the lord. Damn it. Thus, the brief yet intense encounter with the Heart Tribe came to an end. Well, if that's how things turned out, there's nothing we can do. Gurion sighs as she looks at me and the boar, Honguk. We decided to keep quiet about Seo Huiol directly killing his own race and descending. Regarding the annihilation of all the Sea Dragon warriors, Honguk wasn't sure if he had seen Seo Huiol kill his kin properly and said so. I also agreed, though for different reasons. For me, it was due to my relationship with Seo Huiol. But whether Honguk genuinely didn't see it properly or had another reason, I don't know. Anyway, with Gurion's sigh, the incident came to a temporary close. Following the agreement with Gurion, I decided to begin the refinement of the immortal beast True Blood, deep within Gurion's domain. There, a ritual circle drawn with Gurion's dragon blood is set up, and I enter its center to sit in a lotus position. In front of me is a jade bottle containing a drop of the black dragon's true blood. Then, let's start refining the immortal beast True Blood now. Perhaps due to the guilt of having caused the death of Seo Huiol's subordinates and the rebellion. Gurion forms hand seals a bit listlessly. A crimson, blood-colored light rises around us. Kadujuguk. The jade bottle in front of me resonates with the light, shaking violently, and I see the drop of the black dragon blood flying towards me. The next moment, I find myself engulfed in pitch-black darkness. In the darkness, I can sense a massive dragon looking at me. I see, this is the remnant will contained in the black dragon's true blood. I need to overcome this remnant will to refine the immortal beast True Blood. Now, to suppress the remnant will. The next moment, why does someone who has lived less than half a century possess over 2,000 years of history? The massive dragon in the darkness speaks to me. How dare you attempt to deceive history in front of an immortal beast? By the name of the black dragon that governs Tyene, Supreme/Great Een, I command you, mortal, to recount your true history. The refinement of the immortal beast True Blood has begun. However, I have never once heard from Gurion that the immortal beast itself will directly speak during the refinement of the true blood. Translator notes. Donated chapter by Dragging 105. Thanks for the support. Chapter 189. The Tribe of the Earth. 9. Zing, zing, zing. My whole body tingles. However, this isn't the same pressure as when I had encountered him before. The being before me is a remnant will contained in a single drop of blood, and he was a split soul, but something feels different. I wonder why, but somehow feel that the distance between the two is different. Somehow, this black dragon seems far more distant than him. Ah, is that it? This black dragon might exist in a dimension even farther away from this bright, cold realm than him. The lack of pressure compared to him is because the main body exists in a much farther dimension. Of course, it's not that there's no pressure compared to him. Even though this black dragon is nothing more than a remnant will in a drop of blood, it still exerts a pressure beyond what any integration stage grand cultivator could. It's when I'm looking at the black dragon. SSSSSSHHH. Suddenly, my whole body, submerged in darkness, disintegrates in front of the black dragon. What is this? Even though it's not the real world but a mental world where I met with the black dragon's remnant will, I feel as though my body in the real world is disintegrating. GRRRRGH. I hold back a scream, but the black dragon, paying no heed, meticulously disassembles and observes the deepest parts of my body. Bones and flesh disintegrate. Blood and organs disintegrate. Eventually, every single cell disintegrates. The countless double helices sleeping within each cell, the yin and yang of spiritual energy rotating within my body, are laid bare before the black dragon. Despite being in the mental world, my body is manifested as if it's real, and despite having reached treading heavens beyond the path and mastered the wonderfully mysterious innate heart canon, I am powerless before the black dragon's gaze. As the black dragon flips through my body, information about yin, yang, and double helices that it sees unfolds before my eyes as well. This is the scene I saw when I obtained the nascent soul. The scene where yin and yang in my body rotated, revisiting my past. That's right. I am seeing the scene of obtaining the nascent soul once more because of the black dragon. This is my history. Being born, growing up, entering this world, ascending and following Co Huiol to reach the present. My life of about 30 years passed before my eyes. However, I noticed something strange. The usual flashbacks or scenes of life seen at the time of reaching the nascent soul stage included the flow of time, including regression. But the flow shown by the black dragon does not include regression, and my memory is cut off directly after returning from the original world to this world. As the memories flashed by, finally, the memory of entering the serving command arc and facing him emerges in my mind. That's when it happens. Whoosh! Suddenly, the flashback ends, and my body returns to its original state. It's then that I am finally able to move within the space. Huff, huff. I thought I was going to die. What on earth is going on? My body disintegrated down to the genetic level, and those genes were traced by the yin and yang of spiritual energy, drawing double helices and showing the past. It felt as if I had taken a glance at the history of my life. Just then, the black dragon's voice hits my ears. To think a mortal has accumulated 2,000 years, I wondered what was going on, but you had a private meeting with. Since that being does not permit looking into the past, I will stop here. Apparently, after seeing the memory of meeting him, the black dragon seems to have realized something. Have you read all of my memories? I asked the black dragon in the darkness before me with a trembling voice. The black dragon seems to be silent for a moment, then scatters into the darkness. The voice of the black dragon, dispersing in all directions, echoes throughout heaven and earth. I attempted to read them all, but has blocked me, so I dared not read everything. What kind of mortal are you that holds you in such high regard? I try to listen to what is, but the word itself is incomprehensible. A true immortal must have done something. I apologize, but I myself do not quite understand why he takes an interest in me. Is that so? I see. However, the reason I am concerned about you is not for that. Are you currently trying to refine the true blood of immortal beasts? Yes, that's correct. The legitimate way to refine the true blood of those who inherit the bloodline of immortal beasts involves first being driven into extreme environments to verify that one possesses the vitality worthy of receiving the immortal beast's true blood. You must have undergone this process, haven't you? Yes. I definitely underwent the immortal beast blood fusion. Then tell me, what was the highest level of cultivation among those who participated in that immortal beast blood fusion? The nascent soul stage was definitely the highest. To my recollection, participation was not possible for those above the heavenly being stage. Why do you think participation was restricted for those heavenly being stage and above, even though a heavenly being's vitality would be several times stronger than that of a nascent soul stage cultivator. That is, the voice of the black dragon echoes from the darkness. 1,000 years. The condition to refine and transform the true blood of an immortal beast is having lived for no more than 1,000 years. Naturally, those nascent soul stage cultivators who have lived for more than 1,000 years cannot receive the true blood of immortal beasts, and the majority of heavenly being stage cultivators have lived even longer, thus disqualifying them. Yet, you, a mere mortal, have accumulated 2,000 years. Attempting to receive the true blood while having accumulated a span of time equivalent to that of a heavenly being, that is an impossibility. The remnants of my will left within the immortal beast true blood were intended to advise those heavenly being cultivators who recklessly attempt to refine immortal beast true blood without fear. So, you mean I'm not qualified? I asked the black dragon incredulously. Because I've lived for over 2,000 years, that disqualifies me from refining the true blood of immortal beasts? As I'm dumbfounded, the entire darkness seems to chuckle. It's not that you're unqualified. Rather, you're too qualified. Cultivators above the heavenly being stage cannot contain the power of immortal beasts. If you try to add something to an already full vessel, it will only overflow. Spiritual energy is explosion. Explosion is life. All life follows the structure of yin and yang in the form of double helices. The black dragon continues speaking from the darkness. Double helices are the summary of all information and the history of the existence called life. Child, do you know why the races that grow life by exploding spiritual energy are called the Earth Tribe? Ugh. Suddenly, I feel nauseous. It was the same as when I met him. This is the black dragon, who I thought existed in a distant dimension, is gradually approaching here. The whole world spins around me. The black dragon is showing interest in me. Even though he might be in a far-off dimension, just his interest being directed at me conveyed the immense presence of that enormous being beyond the remnant will contained in the drop of blood. Even though his main body is far away, his interest crosses dimensions, and just that interest alone is crushing my existence. If the heavens are fate, then earth is history. History is information, and information is life. Therefore, all those who strive towards the extreme of life are all part of the Earth Tribe. Their voice is gentle, but their essence has already scattered and disappeared into darkness, and I feel as if every gene making up my body is being devoured by darkness, unable to even scream as I melt away. I am dying, melting away with every syllable of that gentle voice. We, immortal beasts, are deities frolicking in the domains of life and history, the true representatives of the earth. Therefore, to bear our power, one must not have accumulated too much time. Because having accumulated a lot of time means that the vessel is already sufficiently full, and attempting to infuse something new into it would likely break the vessel. Kagugugu. History is an absolute one. Therefore, the power of immortal beasts that one being can receive is also one. Hence, child, you originally should not be able to receive my power. You have already far surpassed your own limits by accumulating years. Gradually, even screams sink into the darkness. However, precisely because you have surpassed your own limits and accumulated such time, perhaps, who knows? Let's observe once more. Can you accept my power? Whoosh. My whole body is torn apart by the darkness. I realize I'm turning to dust, and I lose consciousness in the darkness. Gah? Gaha. Gah. Gasp. I suddenly open my eyes, trembling at the strange sound coming from my throat. Where is this? Right. I had asked Urian to help me refine the immortal beast Trueblood within her domain. Heek. I hurriedly try to get up and look around. However, I have to slump back down due to the terrible foreign sensation in my throat. No, not just in my throat, but terrible foreign sensations are felt all over my body. It's a blood-red spear. Spears made of blood are embedded in my neck, limbs, and right above my heart and dantian. What is this? Cough. Blood spurts out with each attempt to speak. Then, from afar, a familiar figure approaches. It's Gurian. Have you come to your senses? Senior Gyu. Normally, when refining the immortal beast true blood, one faces the fragments of the power of the immortal beast contained in the blood, causing wildness to erupt. You went so berserk that I had to restrain you within the formation. Thank you. Could you possibly remove them now? She silently approaches me, pulling out the spears embedded in my neck, heart, and above my dantian. Ching. As soon as the spears are removed, a majestic energy surges, and I can feel the places where the spears had been embedded healing. The regeneration is on a different level. I am amazed by the change in my body's condition. This level of regeneration is something one will only expect to see in the core formation stage. Could you also remove the spears in my arms and legs? It's not over yet. Excuse me. You've just begun to experience the remnants left by the black dragon's power and awakened. What, huh? I clench my teeth against the pain that hit me with those words. Cold. It's as cold as when I was thrown to the bottom of the serving command arc. This is. The black dragon governs the power of Tying. This is the process of melting his power into your body. Accept the Tying's authority, passed down from ancient times. Whoosh. Gurion's words echo. With each word, golden life force begins flowing from the blood spears embedded in my arms and legs. Despite feeling like I am about to freeze solid, the blood spears drive away my cold, guiding my consciousness. This is Tying. I clench my teeth, calming the rampaging Een energy throughout my body. Huh, I must calm down. Gurion, revealing golden horns, suppresses the rampaging Een energy throughout my body, and I press down the suppressed Een energy with my will, preventing it from rampaging. Use the demon beast methods you've learned in that state. Guide the flow of Een and Yang to embrace the Tying. Guide the flow of Een and Yang to embrace the Tying. I operate the Azure Spirit Starlight Quintessence Great Method, guiding the Een energy. The Een and Yang spiritual energies explode, and between those explosions, double helices are formed. I guide the Een energy between those double helices. The Een power seeps between the double helices, remodeling my very flesh. Crack, crackle. The power of the black dragon permeates my entire body. Buduk, baduduk. Black deer horns sprout on my forehead, and my teeth become sharp and jagged. Sharp talons like those of an eagle emerges from my fingertips, and sporadically, black scales begin to appear on my skin. Gwahahe. As I yell, a dragon's roar, not a human scream, burst from my vocal cords. The powerful ferocity, given by the power of the black dragon, seems to dominate my mind. My mind is. The roar of the black dragon bursts madly in my ears. At this rate, my mind seems like it will be devoured by the black dragon's wildness. No, that's not it. This is. I am facing the wildness hidden within myself. The power of the black dragon seeped into me, dredging up the years of myself that spanned 2,000 years. The negative energies that had accumulated layer by layer within me over 2,000 years, the desires that had been strongly suppressed, rides madly. Is that how it is? The longer one lives, the more they are unable to overcome the wildness accumulated within themselves and crumble. I clench my teeth as I face the wildness within myself that has been exposed by the power of the black dragon. If left as is, I have no idea what I might do in my insanity. Reayoa. I let out a roar. Now, my roar is indistinguishable from that of a dragon. The entire chamber of Gurion's trembles, but she calmly raises golden energy. It's going to hurt a bit. But since you've passed through the immortal beast blood fusion, you should be able to withstand it, so don't worry. The next moment, she lifts her foot. Golden energy gathers in her foot. And then, her foot brutally stomps on my skull. Crack. Without a moment to feel anything. My skull, seized by wildness and desire, is utterly smashed by Gurion's foot. Boom. The last thing I feel is my skull exploding like a watermelon being smashed before I lose consciousness. My power is no different from poison to you. What you will gain from that power is nothing but disaster. The voice of the black dragon faintly comes through from the darkness. Still, do you truly wish to accept my power? Go ahead then. I see you're the type to regret only when facing death. Gradually, consciousness blurs again. In the fading consciousness, I sense that this opportunity might be the last conversation I can have with the black dragon in this lifetime. I can't let this go. If I miss this opportunity, it will be no different from missing a tremendous opportunity. Silence prevails in the darkness. But within the silence, I sense an allowance for my question. Is the Black Dragon King, Hien Eum, born of your lineage, related to the Blood Een realm? I decide to ask the Black Dragon directly about the Black Dragon King, Hien Eum, and the dragon race. So that's it. Recently, that entity has been struggling after borrowing my bloodline. Somehow, the Black Dragon seems to find my question very amusing. How could someone who was a renowned judge in the netherworld come to such a state, wriggling like a worm after falling into disgrace? There was no one who wouldn't tremble before the judge governing good and evil, but to think true immortal #u how taste /love of virtue is left as mere dregs, parasitizing on my bloodline like a worm. Ahaha. Zing. Boom. The next moment, as soon as I hear the name of the true immortal, my head explodes. There is so much more I want to ask and know from the Black Dragon. But at that moment, everything is erased from my mind. Those who recklessly hear the true name of a true immortal, their minds cannot remain intact. Ayoa. A name contains part of one's fate. By overhearing the name of the true immortal, I had glimpsed into the fate of the true immortal. He erased his name from me, leaving no influence. But the name of the true immortal carelessly uttered by the Black Dragon throws my mind into turmoil and chaos. Erase it. Erase the conversation we just had. Erase the name I just heard. If I don't erase it from my mind, Yu Haote might peer into me. I feel my consciousness sinking into the darkness and lose consciousness. Hook. I gasp for air and regain my consciousness. Just now, it felt like my head exploded. Right. Gurion stomped on my head and burst it apart. But, my head regenerated? I am still in the chi building stage. Yet my head has already regenerated. To regenerate a head, one has to be at least in the core formation stage. Wriggle. Huh. I move my body, startled. Strange. This level of energy for a chi building stage? Just then. What? The next moment, I am shocked by something inside my dantian. A golden core? No, that's not it. My inner core has evolved and grown as large as a golden core. Crack, crackle. As I move my hand, I feel the blood spears embedded in my limbs crumbling. What? Have you awakened? Gurion, who is sitting beside me, speaks. It seems the true blood of the immortal beast has settled well. Heek, crack. As I hurriedly stand up in shock, the blood spears embedded in my body crumble like pieces of cookies. Congratulations. Now, although not completely, you can somewhat be considered a member of our dragon race. Gurion looks at me with a sense of pride, crossing her arms. Ah, no, Senior Gu, but my inner core, no, my demon core. You are now in the core formation stage. Excuse me. Occasionally, there are individuals like you. Those whose cultivation skyrockets because the power of the immortal beast true blood enters exceptionally well. Your demon core has completed its transformation into a golden core, so you are now in the core formation stage. I am dumbfounded by the unexpected advancement in my cultivation level. My entire body is filled with power. At this rate, I feel like I can replicate the power of a core formation stage cultivator with my bare body, without using any techniques or spells. But that isn't the end. The power of Tying undulating inside seems like it can directly become a spell and scatter in all directions if I controlled it well. No, not a spell. The power of Tying I wield through obtaining the true blood of the black dragon isn't a spell. It should rightly be called a supernatural ability. Crunch. As I clench my fist, a vigorous power along with energy gathers around me, rumbling. Combining the supernatural ability of the demon race and the spells of the human race, and using techniques that maximize the power of this body. Even with just the capabilities of the core formation stage, I'm not afraid of nascent soul cultivators at all. As I am examining the power of my body, Gurion points outside her cave chamber. Go outside to test your strength. A guest looking for you has arrived. Excuse me. I'm quite strained holding off the guest right now, so go and properly greet them. Oh, I feel like I know who the guest she mentions is. I slowly walk outside. Rumble, rumble, rumble. Dark clouds cover the sky, and familiar lightning rumbles between the clouds. However, the lightning does not fall. A formation depicting a golden dragon covers the entire sky above Gurion's cave chamber, trapping the lightning within the formation, only allowing it to rumble. She was blocking the heavenly lightning from falling while I ascended to the core formation stage. Rumble, rumble. Of course, the power raging from the heavens has become much stronger due to being blocked by someone else. As if daring to challenge the heavenly tribulation with another's power is not tolerated, the power of the lightning rumbling in the sky has become greater. But, somehow, I feel like I can overcome it. I smile inwardly and first bow to Gurion inside her cave. Thank you for your care. That's enough. I will now release the heavenly tribulation, try out the newly acquired power of the immortal beast. Understood. As she speaks, the formation in the sky dissipates and the lightning falls towards me. Boom, rumble. I refine the surging powers within me. The Heaven Tribe methods like the Een Soul Ghost Incantation, White Orchid Blessing Incantation, Thousand Lustrous Forest Sea, and Silica Earth Great Wall Practice. The Earth Tribe methods like the fully demonized Azure Spirit Starlight Quintessence, Great Method by the Vast Cold Formula, the power of the Black Dragon, and other techniques. And the power of the Heart Tribe, accumulated through martial arts. There is no need to reveal the Formless Sword. The apex of martial arts, the Formless Sword, is already integrated into all the techniques I commonly use. Even without explicitly revealing the Formless Sword, all the trajectories unfolding from my body are under my control. Just wielding these overflowing powers along the optimal trajectory is all that is needed. Whoosh, containing the powers of heaven, earth, and heart. Severing mountain swordsmanship, I unleashed it towards the heavenly lightning. Flowing ridge, spiritual power and demonic power mix, amplifying the already extreme power of my flesh and launching it in the optimal trajectory towards the sky. The force shooting towards the heavens naturally contains the energy of Tying, and the thrust that targets the sky transforms into the shape of a giant black dragon, shattering the heavenly lightning. Boom and crack. The heavenly lightning is shattered to pieces, and the dark clouds above it are torn apart, revealing the blue sky. Phew. I managed to withstand this tremendous heavenly lightning without directly using the formless sword. Whoosh. There is a change in my vision as well. The Earth Tribe's vision, which until now had been limited to merely observing the flow of spiritual energy, now presents a much clearer and broader scene than before. This is yin and yang. The sky and the earth themselves are drawing a grand taiji. That taiji is space. Just as reaching beyond the path to heavens allowed me to see the essence of the heart, and learning the Heaven Tribe methods strengthened my ability to see fate. As a member of the demon race, reaching this realm makes the yin and yang flowing through heavens and earth appear even more macroscopically clear and definite. I can see with the newly evolved demon race vision and realize I have now firmly become a part of the Earth Tribe. Finally, following heaven and heart, I have successfully stepped into Earth. I feel this truly for the first time. Translator notes, we got an editor. Also, I'm going to be using Netherworld here, though it also means the Underworld. Donated chapter by ASDF. Thanks for the support. Chapter 190, the one with a name, 1. Just as I am looking at the sky with a feeling of refreshment. Heavenly rejection phenomenon. Huh. I've heard it's a very rare phenomenon. Living long enough, it seems I've got to see it myself. Gurion, who has approached me at some point, looks up at the sky with curiosity. The legend about the heavenly rejection phenomenon says that those with qualities even the heavens envy receive heavenly tribulation earlier than others. It seems you truly are a genius worthy of the heavenly rejection phenomenon. Haha, genius. There can't be a word less fitting for me. That's too generous of a praise. Generous? I didn't even recognize your talents at first, and it was Seo Huiol who brought you to the demon race. Really, some people have an eye for talent. Remembering Seo Huiol seems to put Gurion in a good mood. Her cheeks flush with a rosy hue. I sigh quietly to myself as I watch her. Should I tell her? But no matter how much I think about it, revealing Seo Huiol's truth right away seems too cruel. I decide to slowly reveal it over time. By the way, now that you've fully refined the Black Dragon's true blood, are you planning to return to the Sea Dragon Palace? Yes, of course. When I return, I will definitely arrange for Senior Gu and Sir Seo Huiol to meet. Hem. It's not like I must meet him well. Her face turns even redder as she shakes her head. Enough about Seo Huiol. Now that you've reached the core formation stage, can you return on your own? Yes, of course. I remember the location of the Sea Dragon Palace well. I see. Then, could you deliver a letter on your way? Gurion hands me a letter folded in silk. It should be delivered to Elder Ho Yeol of the Azure Pong race. Yes, I understand. Do you know where Ho Yeol is? I can enter the 7th floor, the life floor of Serving Command Arc, and inquire there, can I? Well, all right. As long as the letter arrives within 3 months. I'm counting on you. Yes, I understand. I bow to Gurion to express my gratitude, and then take to the sky. Whoosh. The flying escape technique of the demon race feels different. But, should I call this a flying escape technique? The flying escape technique of the Heaven Tribe involves borrowing the energy of stars engraved in the golden core to hide in the speed of light and move quickly. However, the gliding technique of the Earth Tribe amplifies life force by rotating the yin and yang energies around the body, then strengthens the flesh to run through the sky recklessly. Unlike void stepping, it's not about stepping on the air's resistance, but creating a platform of spiritual energy by manipulating the flow of yin and yang in the air and jumping on it. That's how the demon race flies in the sky. It's an efficient form of void stepping. Whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. I fly using both void stepping and the Earth Tribe's movement technique. Void stepping reduces the consumption of power, and the Earth Tribe's gliding technique increases the amplification of power. I can fly even faster with less energy. Wawoom. Furthermore, as I draw upon the power of the Black Dragon, energy gathers around me, creating dark clouds. Wawoom. This is quite comfortable. I ride on the dark clouds, moving at the same speed I was shooting through just before. Riding the cloud technique taught by the bloodline of the Black Dragon, I continue to move forward steadily. After inquiring about the location of the Azure Peng race, and Elder Ho Yeol's residence in the life floor of Serving Command Arc, I used the teleportation array there to quickly move to the residence of the Azure Peng race. The Azure Peng race lives outside the territory of the Dragon race, in a valley called Heavenly Heart Valley, and interestingly, despite being birds, they swim and live in the water below the valley. After briefly exploring Heavenly Heart Valley, I delivered Gurion's letter to Elder Ho Yeol. Elder Ho Yeol, who is at the same 4-axis stage as Gurion, sighs deeply after receiving my letter. This Earth Tribe naming project. Who in the world proposed such a plan? I remember what Seo Huiol had told me about this plan. A plan to identify all names within the Earth Tribe, and for those without names, to create and manage them with names. Since names contain fate, the plan is to read the overall fate of the Earth Tribe based on the movements of those with names. Though the plan itself is good, I find it a bit absurd. All the wild beasts and birds born on the field are part of the Earth tribe to manage them all by giving them names. It's like saying we should give names to every bug by the roadside. Even at the very least, it's a project that will take more than 500 to 600 years. As I think so, Elder Ho Yeol of the Azure Peng race sighs and speaks to me. By the way, what do the dragon race think about this foolish plan? Is he asking me? After a moment of thought, I only mention Seo Huiol's stance. I am just a low-ranking member, so I do not know much. But Sir Seo Huiol of the Sea Dragon race, whom I serve, is actively in favor of this plan. He said it is absolutely necessary for the future of the Earth tribe. For some reason, Seo Huiol had indeed shown a very positive response to this entire Earth tribe naming project. Hearing my words, Ho Yeol sighs deeply again. Managing the names of the entire race by one group. What could be more foolish than that? It seems they think if the human race can do it with their names registry in the Cloud Island archipelago, the Earth tribe can do it too. But the registry established by the human race in the Cloud Island archipelago is possible because they are a single race. The Earth tribe is not a single race, but a collection of numerous demon races, and managing all their names is preposterous. Not to mention, the Earth tribe already lacks administrative power. How much more will this plan waste? Since his words are spot on, I nod along in agreement. After listening to Ho Yeol's complaints, I stay in the Azure Peng race territory for a few days, getting acquainted with several of them. Then, I slowly tour various areas of the Earth tribe territory and return to the Sea Dragon Palace over 2 months. Swoosh. Riding on clouds, passing mountains and rivers, I open my eyes wide towards Cloud Heart Lake, where the Sea Dragon Palace is located. Wow, it's changed tremendously in the meantime. Around Cloud Heart Lake, large coral reefs have grown. Literally, coral reefs growing on land. In the coral reefs, much like what I had seen in Gurion's cotton farm, numerous slave races are working. Due to their presence, the area outside Cloud Heart Lake is quite noisy. Seo Huiol is starting another strange business, I glance at the slaves briefly before trying to enter Cloud Heart Lake. Then, my gaze inadvertently fall on the overseer managing the slaves. The overseer, managing the slaves with stern eyes, is a bipedal goat. I look again, thinking I have seen wrong, but it is still the same. There, as the overseer managing the slaves in the coral reefs near Cloud Heart Lake, stands a bipedal goat. Baek Nyong? No, they are goats. Members of Baek Nyong's race are managing the slaves in the coral reefs with whips in their hands and stern eyes. Beautiful coral decorations are wrapped around their necks. How did this happen? I will find out the details once I meet Seo Huiol. I descend, and as soon as I reach the barrier of the familiar Sea Dragon Palace, the expressions of the Sea Dragon race guarding the barrier dramatically change. Ah no, you are. I reveal my appearance, having refined the black dragon's true blood, showing off black antlers and black scales. At that sight, the early core formation gatekeepers of the Sea Dragon Palace look at me with disbelief and surprise. The human Sir Seo Huiol brought. Ugh, why would someone like you refine the black dragon's true blood? If we had received the true blood, we could have become stronger. I look at them and grin. Stop the nonsense and open the gate. A human like me needed a recommendation to participate in the immortal beast blood fusion, but Earth tribe demons like you can freely apply as you meet all the conditions, right? Provoked by my taunt, they grit their teeth but open the barrier of the Sea Dragon Palace. As soon as I enter the barrier, the space ripples around me. Wawoom. Space opens, and through it, I can see Seo Huiol's office. He is sitting comfortably and gestures for me to come in. Welcome. Have you been well under Senior Gyu? I approach Seo Huiol and speak. Senior Gyu has been very kind, so I've enjoyed my time thoroughly. That's good to hear. I didn't expect refining the Black Dragon's true blood would take this long. You might need some rest. We've built new rooms throughout the Sea Dragon Palace during the expansion. How about taking a rest in one of the new rooms? Seo Huiol seems to be plotting to send me to a suspicious room immediately upon my arrival. I finished refining the true blood in just 1 day. However, Senior Gyu entrusted me with delivering a letter, which led me to visit the Azure Peng race among others, hence the delay. I preemptively inform him that I have already made acquaintances within the Earth tribe community, preventing any schemes. I hope you've formed good connections. In the path of cultivation, connections are precious, especially for us who live long. A fleeting moment can forge a connection. Seo Huiol designates the connections I made as fleeting, questioning if there would be any further meetings with them. Though brief, our camaraderie deepened, and I've arranged to meet a few of them again soon at the Serving Command Arkansas. Especially, many are interested in discussing the Earth Tribe naming project you mentioned before. I firmly inform Seo Huiol that I made plans, preventing him from any further mischief. Serving Command Arkansas. You're still at the core formation stage. Isn't it dangerous to go there? After fusing with the Black Dragon's true blood and gaining the power of the mighty dragon, I believe there's nothing more in the Earth Tribe territory that can threaten me. He seems unwilling to allow me to leave, using my cultivation level as an excuse, but I leverage the name of the Black Dragon. Co Huiol chuckles and nods. If that's the case, then go ahead. Discussing something as important as the entire Earth Tribe naming project, I'm reassured. Thank you. Phew. I feel drained from the conversation with Co Huiol. A single slip-up can mean being confined to an unknown room, undergoing a transformation by Co Huiol in a different manner than the Mad Lord. I'd rather dance barefoot on blades. As I internally break into a cold sweat. By the way, you haven't had a chance to greet him. Question mark. The one who caused a disturbance at Senior Gu's farm last time. Introduce yourself. Exclamation point. With a flick of his finger, Co Huiol opens a spatial rift, and Baek Nyong pops out. What's this? Baek Nyong, you've seen him last time. This is Co Eun-hyun, one of our late-stage cultivators of our sea dragon race. I hope you two get along well. Yes, my lord. Baek Nyong kneels naturally in response to Co Huiol. Is this person not from the Heart Tribe? Correct. How come? Has he brainwashed a member of the Heart Tribe? But Baek Nyong's intent seems normal, showing no signs of having been brainwashed. How? The White Goat race, including Baek Nyong, were enslaved and mistreated throughout the Bright Cold Realm. I used my power to buy and liberate his kin from nearby farms. Then, I made arrangements for them to live as a ruling species in the coral reefs operated by our sea dragon race. Though not suitable for cultivation, making it hard for them to learn methods, they seem satisfied with their changed lives. I look at Baek Nyong. Did he not see Co Huiol's heart essence? Or did he see it, but also saw that his people were being saved at the same time? What is clear is that Baek Nyong has become loyal to Co Huiol, influenced over these few months. I swallow. He knows I've manifested my heart essence. Did he report that to Co Huiol? No, it's obvious. There's a 100% chance he did. That means Co Huiol is aware I am from the Heart Tribe and is conversing with me knowing that fact. What should I do? Play dumb. Having acquired a revered member of the Heart Tribe, there will be no one to hinder Sir Co Huiol's path now. Haha, you flatter me too much. Not at all. Sir Co Huiol is surely. I feel it while talking to Co Huiol. Co Huiol, this guy? He has become even more difficult to deal with than before. Previously, it was somewhat possible to guess his intentions as he easily leaked intent. However, after spending a few months with Baek Nyong, there is almost no disturbance in his emotions. Damn it. The already difficult to deal with snake has become even more challenging after taking the Heart Tribe under his tail. But I haven't just been sightseeing these past few months. I made acquaintances with the Azure Peng race among a few other races. I formed connections unknown to Co Huiol. Since Co Huiol wouldn't know whom I've met and what connections I've made, he can't treat me recklessly anymore. You might have thought you had me completely under control, but once I slipped through your fingers, controlling me wouldn't be easy as before. By the way, did you say you're heading to the Serving Command Arc in a few days to discuss the entire Earth Tribe naming project? Yes. That's great. I'll join you. Yes. I look at Co Huiol, questioning. He smiles. I, too, have a significant interest in the entire Earth Tribe naming project. And so, a few days pass. Co Huiol and I enter Serving Command Arc. Damn, he's a tough one to deal with. I think about Co Huiol, who is smiling beside me. For now, he hasn't said anything about me being from the Heart Tribe. Given his nature to use anything to his advantage, he's likely keeping the fact that I'm from the Heart Tribe hidden to use when necessary. It seems there's no need to worry about that. What worries me is that he is following me around, monitoring my every move. I did say I'd meet some of the bonds I've formed today. Strictly speaking, being of mere core formation stage cultivation, I haven't formed strong friendships with the higher-ups of other demon races. I merely used Senior Gu's name to barely secure a spot to attend the discussion on the entire Earth Tribe naming project. As long as my true foundation doesn't get exposed to Co Huiol. Together with Co Huiol, we head to the discussion meeting on the 7th floor regarding the naming project. Ah, you've arrived. Oh, and this must be the Sea Dragon races. I am Co Huiol. Ah, noble Co Huiol. Pleased to meet you. I am Ho Yeol from the Azure Peng race. Co Huiol, being a 4-axis stage dragon, easily attends the discussion due to his status. Initially, I was supposed to watch the meeting from a far spot behind Ho Yeol, but unexpectedly, I found myself participating in the meeting right next to Co Huiol. Damn it. I manage my expression while sitting next to him, but just the fact of being next to him makes me feel like I am going insane. After a while, representatives from the 13 major Earth Tribe races, all 4-axis stage cultivators, sit around the round table and commence the meeting. The representative for the dragon race is a black dragon named Haiyan Chao, and Co Huiol and I sit next to Haiyan Chao as observers. First of all, this foolish plan called the entire Earth Tribe naming project should not exist. Ho Yeol, the elder of the Azure Peng race, vehemently slams the table. It's a waste of administrative effort. And even then, it's doubtful whether it will show any clear effect compared to the act of the Heaven tribe observing celestial energy. On the opposite side, the representative from the Supreme Tiger race growls in response. While I agree it's a foolish plan, it's not useless. Whether it's necessary or not, we won't know until we try, right? Does managing the names of the entire Earth tribe seem easy to you? It won't even be properly managed. Ho Yeol's outcry is met with a nod of concern from the elder of the Een Ghost Black Turtle race. Although managing names might seem trivial, as you all know, names carry fate within them. What we're trying to manage is the fate of the entire Earth tribe. Even grand cultivators at the integration stage are unsure of managing the fate of their own race. So how can such a reckless plan be executed? You're right, elder of the Een Ghost Black Turtle tribe, names indeed contain fate. However, what we're trying to do is not to interfere with fate, but to observe the flow of fate through the management of names. Haiyan Chao from the Black Dragon race counters the Een Ghost Black Turtle race elder, and the meeting is filled with heated discussions. Seo Huiol watches the scene and smiles faintly. To the Dragon race representative, may I, Seo Huiol from the Sea Dragon race, a branch family of the Black Dragon race, speak a word? When the meeting's intensity reaches its peak, Seo Huiol gently smiles and proposes to Haiyan Chao. Haiyan Chao seems about to say something, but then, suddenly furrowing his brows, allows Seo Huiol to speak. I observe the scene, frowning. What? Did they communicate something between them? It wasn't telepathy. Nor did it seem like a spell or supernatural ability, as it didn't register on any of my senses. Seo Huiol always had some connection with the Black Dragon race. It seems to be a method only Seo Huiol and the Black Dragon race can use. Seo Huiol stands up, smiling gently, and looks around the assembly before speaking. Good day, I am Seo Huiol, the head of the Sea Dragon race, a branch family of the Black Dragon race. Since the atmosphere seems overheated, allow me to briefly summarize the opinions of both sides. Seo Huiol skillfully summarizes the meeting's opposing views. He then begins to transform the argumentative meeting into something resembling a debate-like forum. Rules are being established in the meeting. A meeting of four-axis demon cultivators might seem to be a dignified affair, but the reality is different. Every participant, relying on their brute strength and brutal instinct from a lifetime of cultivation, believe that the loudest voice and the strongest race's power are the only truths, leading to no productive discussions thus far. However, Seo Huiol listens to both sides' claims, seemingly organizing their arguments, finding a balance between them, and uses that balance to create rules for the discussion. How about we require permission from the moderator to speak from now on? Before long, Seo Huiol takes over the role of moderator from Haiyan Chao, who was initially leading the meeting. Wow, I quietly marvel at how Seo Huiol adeptly mediated the demon beast disputes and took control. So the opposition to the entire Earth Tribe naming project feels that the plan is not worth discussing. That's right. Then, may I ask Haiyan Chao, who is aware of the Heaven Tribe's example, to speak? Even after taking control, Seo Huiol doesn't use his position to express his opinions. Instead, he gives more speaking opportunities to Haiyan Chao or those in favor of the naming project, subtly steering the discussion's atmosphere towards its favor. Half a day passes. Now, the entire Earth Tribe naming project has been decided to proceed under the agreement of the 13 major Earth Tribe races. I trust there are no objections. None. No, I'm satisfied. Noble Seo's suggestion was excellent indeed. Haha, turning those who don't participate in the naming project into elixirs and distributing them among the races is brilliant. Thus, the bizarre plan of the entire Earth Tribe naming project was set to motion as Seo Huiol wishes. The nauseating proposal to distribute the opposing minor demon races into elixirs or resources among the major races was also disgustingly realized by Seo Huiol. I have a question, if I may. I ask Seo Huiol as we return to the Sea Dragon Palace. In places unseen by Seo Huiol, I had been meeting and forming agreements with demon races opposed to Seo Huiol's words, so there should no longer be any risk of being silently eliminated by Seo Huiol. May I boldly ask why you push so hard for the entire Earth Tribe naming project? I doubt he'll give a straight answer. Yet, I am curious. What exactly is Seo Huiol aiming for with his obsession over uncovering names? Seo Huiol speaks up. The Bright Cold Realm is predominantly made up of nameless demon beasts. That's right. Many among the demon tribes are not born as such from the start. Do you know about that? What are you referring to? Swoosh. Seo Huiol arrives above the Sea Dragon Palace, at the sky over Cloudheart Lake, and points to the heavens. There's a legend in the Bright Cold Realm. A legend? Do you know that the name of the Bright Cold Realm wasn't originally Bright Cold / but Vast Cold / Vast Cold? I recall the Vast Cold Jade, polluting and eroding the devil realm with spiritual energy and the vast cold formula, the basis of demon-beast methods. Both contain the name vast cold. I didn't know the meaning of vast cold, but was it the old name of the bright cold realm? I apologize for my lack of knowledge. This is the first time I'm hearing about it. That's understandable. This is a legend known only to a few. Long ago, before the Bloodine realm and the true devil realm were separated, true devil, nether ghost, ancient force, purple gold, and the vast cold realm were all considered equal middle realms. However, after the ancestor of the dragon race ended the war with the true devil realm, the vast cold realm lost its ancestor and became a world coveted by the other middle realms. Co Huiol splits the space, stepping directly into his office within the Sea Dragon Palace, continuing his story. One day, the leaders of the vast cold realm convened to discuss their dire situation. They realized that if things continue as they did, the vast cold realm would be completely plundered by the other middle realms. So, they decided to rename the realm. Once inside the office of the Sea Dragon Palace, Co Huiol uses a communication artifact to call several sea dragons to his office. The summoned individuals are all nascent soul stage elders of the sea dragon race. I stand listening to Co Huiol's story. They sought a divine mandate, fate, from the heavens to bestow the vast cold realm with the most auspicious name, and thus, the vast cold realm was given the name Bright Cold, symbolizing light. Light. Since the Bright Cold realm was bestowed with the name Light, it has always been followed by heavenly fortune. After renaming the realm, the Bright Cold realm became one of the strongest middle realms alongside the Bloodine realm. This is an ancient tale explaining the importance of names passed down in the Bright Cold realm. Is this the history of the Bright Cold realm? Not history, just an ancient tale passed down. Whether it's true or not isn't important. What's important is that names can interfere with fate, and having many with auspicious names is a blessing for the Earth tribe. In short, giving good names to the countless nameless demon beasts is a duty we must fulfill as members of the Earth tribe. I see. Lately, it's been hard to tell whether Co Huiol's words are true or false. After incorporating Baek Nyong, his intent has become even more opaque. Nor is it easy to judge by looking directly at his hard essence. Doing so feels as if my eyes would rot from the exposure. How about it? Did that answer some of your curiosity? Yes, thank you. Haha, I'm glad to hear that. Do come in. Oh, and since you've refined the Black Dragon's true blood, you are rightfully a member of the dragon race, aren't you? Yes, that's right. Then as a rightful member of the dragon race, I'll ensure your name is added to the dragon register. Thank you. The dragon register. The thought of my name being engraved on the skull of the dragon race's ancestors feels strange. Especially after hearing about the importance of names, it leaves me feeling uneasy. Once your name is on the dragon register, you'll be able to officially hold office within the Sea Dragon Palace and live with dignity. I am deeply grateful. After exchanging pleasantries with Co Huiol, I leave his office. Exiting, I glance at the nascent soul elders entering Co Huiol's office. Co Huiol rarely holds meetings like this. He always speaks to the elders or the council in public spaces. It's unusual for him to call the elders to his private office. Should I listen in to what they're discussing? I return to my room and begin eavesdropping on Co Huiol's conversation through a circuit. Soon, the words exchanged in Co Huiol's office are transmitted to me via the circuit. Thus, the entire Earth Tribe naming project will now be undertaken across all Earth Tribe territories. Additionally, since administrative personnel will be needed for the Earth Tribe naming project, I will select a few administrators from the Sea Dragon race to recommend as key figures for the project. There must be a hidden agenda. Honestly, the fairy tale-like story Co Huiol casually shared didn't seem very believable. It's unlikely that Co Huiol would undertake such a public-spirited task as giving good names to the Earth Tribe to lead them to prosperity. Your tasks will be in places where you'll verify the names pouring in from across the Earth Tribe territories. There's only one thing you'll need to do. Now, Co Huiol, what exactly are you scheming? Co Huiol's words continue. Find those with the characters for cause and slash and connection, yun slash, in their names. Cause and connection? What exactly does he want? Let me specify the conditions one by one. The names will contain both in cause slash and yun connection slash, one character each. Those bearing these names will live close to each other, and if the races have genders, the owners of the names will be divided into male and female. Why does this feel familiar? Hearing Co Huiol's criteria somehow evokes a sense of déjà vu. These individuals are fated to be born near each other, fated to stay close to one another, fated to fall in love, and also fated to die on the same day. Wait, as I listen to Co Huiol's explanation, a certain couple crosses my mind. These beings are uniquely fated individuals, highly likely to be couples or lovers. If you find such individuals, bring their records to me. Even records from thousands of years ago stating the existence of such individuals will suffice. They are fated to reincarnate continuously, repeating their fate eternally. If you find any records, make sure to bring them to me. Why is it? Though it seems improbable, I can't help but think that the ones Xiao Huiol is searching for are the ones I know. Everything is for the prosperity of our sea dragon race. If you follow me this time, as you did in the head realm, prosperity will follow us. Translator notes. Donated chapter by Mortar, Shackert, and Fatty Daoist. Thanks for the support. Chapter 191, the one with a name, 2. If the Grand Prince orders, we shall follow. Elders at the nascent soul stage bow and pay their respects to Xiao Huiol. After arriving in the bright cold realm, Xiao Huiol descended from the rank of noble king and was granted permission to use the title of Grand Prince, and henceforth he was referred to as such. However, is the Grand Prince certain that the beings you seek are indeed ones born with a specific fate? Indeed. Xiao Huiol nods gently to the elder's question. It will not be easy to find those born with such a specific fate. If such a specific fate exists, then they must exist. However, they might not have been born yet, or they could have already grown old and died. It matters not. Even if it's just records of such individuals, send them to me. By gathering these records and discovering the pattern of their reincarnation, someday I might be able to predict where they will be born and go there. Yes. However, at the very least, it will take 300 years. I hope the Grand Prince will take this into consideration. Is there a choice? I am lost in thought, listening to Xiao Huiol's story. What Xiao Huiol is talking about is definitely the children I know of, bearing the name of cause and connection, born close to each other as different genders, fated to fall in love and die at the very same moment. I have seen such individuals. Why is he seeking such beings? The more I know about Xiao Huiol, the more I feel like I am sinking into a quagmire. It's been like this since the head realm. Setting aside him being at the heavenly being stage, a realm I seemingly couldn't fathom to reach, he always seemed to have plans beyond my imagination, acting accordingly to them. What can it be? What are Xiao Huiol's desires? I must increase my cultivation as soon as possible. Anyway, once I reach the nascent soul stage, I should be able to find a way to survive even in front of Xiao Huiol, who is at the 4-axis stage. To converse with him on equal footing, I must at least reach that state. Wriggle, wriggle. I look at the glass box stored in my room. Inside is the wriggling centipede that had followed me from the head realm. A connection bestowed upon me by the serving command seal. When I first met it, it was an egg laid by the mother centipede I saw in that village. In my past life, when I first started living by the Azure Heaven Creation Sex way, I raised it using the books regarding demon beasts I obtained from the West Spirit Gate Elder. I made insect-feeding pills that were said to be beneficial for demon beasts and did not spare support to ensure it adapted well to the spiritual energy in the bright cold realm. My efforts were not in vain, as the centipede lived well until I was dispatched to the devil realm. However, perhaps due to its lifespan as a centipede, it died of old age just before that. This time, it's the demon race territory. I wonder if it can live a bit longer here, awakening as a demon beast. While looking at the centipede, I suddenly think about names. By the way, have I not yet named this fellow even now? I feel a bit sorry thinking about it. Even if not in this life, in the cycle where I was with the Mad Lord, it had been of significant help to me. To think it lived for several years without a name made me feel guilty. What would be a good name for you? Names carry fate. As Xiao Huiol told me, in the ancient tales of the vast cold realm, a good name brings a good fate. It would be best to give it a good name. After some thought, I decide to name the centipede during the upcoming Earth Tribe naming project. If it's such a grand plan, it should be able to give it a good name. Moreover, the Earth Tribe naming project involves reading fate and assigning names to the Earth Tribe according to it. If it gets named there, the centipede will receive a name perfectly suited to its fate. Just wait until it's implemented in a few months. I feed the wriggling centipede, pondering. The centipede seems to have no particular thoughts. The Earth Tribe naming project. A task to collect and manage the names of all Earth Tribe members, and for those without names, to provide them with one. Since names contain fate, the plan is to manage these names and indirectly observe the overall fate of the Earth Tribe by watching the trends of the names. This plan, carried out by Xiao Huiol and others, is finally implemented today, just under 2 years after the regression. The nascent soul elders Xiao Huiol sent to the True Dragon Alliance periodically sent him names that met the conditions he had requested. Of course, while the names were correct, hardly anyone met Xiao Huiol's specific conditions. It seems that the whole Earth Tribe naming project is just an excuse, and finding the owners of the names is Xiao Huiol's real purpose. Given Xiao Huiol's personality, he probably has little interest in philanthropic tasks like understanding the fate of the Earth Tribe. He merely pushes for this because it provides an opportunity to compile the names and records of the Earth tribes spread across the world into one place. His true intention is merely to find the owners of those names. Good morning to the Grand Prince. I head to CO Huiol's office to offer my morning greetings. Oh, what brings you here? CO Huiol seems to be concocting elixirs, having set up an alchemy furnace in the center of his office. The faint smell of blood suggests demon cores are involved in the process. I heard that the Earth Tribe naming project has been proclaimed and implemented across the entire Earth Tribe territory. Haha, indeed. CO Huiol smiles slightly and stirs the contents within the alchemy furnace. It seems all 13 major races are satisfied as well. My proposal must have sounded appealing. Indeed. To those opposing the naming project, CO Huiol proposed a plan to capture minor races and demon beasts from the mountains and rivers, turn them into resources, and provide them to the opposition. With his proposal, the opposition unanimously agreed to the naming project, and it was implemented to everyone's satisfaction, except for the minor races sacrificed by CO Huiol's proposal. Although the process is revolting, I am not yet at a level where I can do anything about it. I was hoping to have my close friend's name given during the naming project. Oh, a friend of yours? Does your friend not have a name? Yes, my friend still doesn't have a name, but they are quite precious to me, so I want to give them a good name. Haha, understood. I'll make sure to ask my naming officer to take good care of it. So who is this friend? I take out a glass box from my storage scroll and show CO Huiol the centipede. CO Huiol looks at the centipede with an amused expression. Is this little one your friend? Yes. I notice CO Huiol's intent slightly wavering. Lately, it had been difficult to read CO Huiol's intent, but it occasionally shows in such ways. CO Huiol seems to be regretting something. He must be disappointed because he thought of using the centipede as a hostage, but now that he realizes it's just a pet, he sees no value in it. The likelihood of him feeling regretful for such a reason is almost certain. After a moment of observing the centipede, CO Huiol smiles and says, "Such a cute friend, take good care of it. Then, I'll continue with my elixir refining." CO Huiol throws 2 demon cores, one imbued with Yin energy and the other with Yang energy, into the alchemy furnace. By the way, are you not interested in alchemy? Although our demon beast alchemy differs from that of the human race, alchemy is an inseparable part of the cultivation path, and it would be good to learn. I appreciate the thought, but I am too busy with my own cultivation to spare any attention for alchemy. Is that so? But delve into alchemy, and the deeper you go, the more enjoyable it becomes. The enlightenment from alchemy is also connected to the enlightenment from cultivation. Wawoom. When CO Huiol adds the 2 demon cores into the furnace, a Taiji symbol appears inside. The foundation and essence of the demon beast methods we cultivate are the circulation and rotation of Yin and Yang, harmony. But I've realized something through alchemy since the lower realms. CO Huiol takes out a green jade bottle from his storage scroll, pouring its contents into the alchemy furnace where the Taiji symbol is swirling. This is called green standing acid. It has the property of preventing the mixing of Yin and Yang energies. Wawoom. As CO Huiol sprinkles the green standing acid into the furnace, the Taiji symbol, which had been swirling, no longer merges and separates instead. However, what's fascinating is that Yin and Yang inherently seek to become one. Even if you add an elixir that separates them, the energies of Yin and Yang strive to mix. Wawoom. True to his words, the energies of Yin and Yang within the furnace begin to rotate on their own, seeking to intertwine. And Yin and Yang rotate most violently when they are together, yet unable to mix. By separating the flow of Yin and Yang and maintaining a delicate balance where they almost meet but don't, Yin and Yang will rotate endlessly, generating nearly infinite power. What do you think? Though I discovered this through alchemy, it could also apply to our demon beast methods, couldn't it? Indeed, it's a remarkable discovery. Thank you for sharing your precious knowledge. Haha, sorry for holding you up. You may go now. What exactly does he want to say? After bidding farewell to CO Huiol, I leave his office. CO Huiol watches the endlessly rotating Taiji inside the alchemy furnace in his office. Originally, Qi is soul, and soul is fate. Therefore, if Qi and fate are ultimately connected. He smiles, looking in the direction CO Eunhyun had left. Preventing those fated to meet from meeting can also create an enormous gravitational force of fate. Wawoom. At the same time, a spatial rift appears beside CO Huiol, and a figure dressed in white, similar to CO Eunhyun, appears. Sir CO Huiol, I'm having trouble understanding the intricacies of the summoning wind, true blood transformation. Come here. I have prepared an elixir especially for you. Crackle, sizzle. As the woman in white steps through the spatial rift into CO Huiol's office, the flow of Yin and Yang within the entire space accelerates, causing all the delicately installed spiritual energy circuits and magic artifacts to lose their light. The Mad Lord circuits installed by Seo Eunhyun also momentarily ceased to function. Seeing this, she bows her head, seemingly embarrassed. I'm really sorry, Sir Seo Huiol. I always seem to fail to control my power. Not at all. Blinding unnecessary eyes is rather favorable. Come here. Don't worry. I promise to help you meet your companions again, to return to your original home. I have promised you that. Seo Huiol extends his hand to her with a gentle expression. The efforts you put into meeting your companions again is truly admirable. Keep striving. Boom. Holding the glass box, I head to Serving Command Arc of the True Dragon Alliance. The top floor of Serving Command Arc seems busy as always today. I find the administrative department on the top floor where the naming project is being implemented. Did you say you came to be given a name? A demon beast resembling a stag beetle asks me politely, seeing me reveal my black dragon bloodline with stag horns and scales. Yes, but it's not for me, it's for my friend. Your friend is... I show him the glass box. This creature here. You might think it's silly to bring a pet for naming, but this little one once saved my life. I want to give it a proper name and, if possible, help it awaken as a demon beast. Oh, I see. The stag beetle demon beast looks at the centipede for a moment and then nods. Well, if that's the case, I have no reason to stop you. Especially since the dragon race views our insect race favorably, I'm grateful. Is the centipede considered part of the insect race? Well, anyway, I owe it a great debt. Hearing my words, the stag beetle carefully takes the glass box with the centipede. We will speak to our naming officer and arrange for a name to be given. And your friend, you wish to awaken it as a demon beast, correct? Yes. Then, after giving it a name, seek help from other centipede demon beasts. If they are of the same species, you might receive some assistance. If you wish, I can introduce you to some acquaintances I know. Oh, that would be greatly appreciated. It would be my honor. The deer beetle demon beast bows, expressing gratitude. Shortly thereafter, the naming officer of the Earth tribe returns the glass box containing the centipede with a paper bearing its suitable name. I wonder what its name will be. Curious about the new name of the centipede, I unfold the paper given by the naming officer. The name of the centipede was Hong Fan, Great Plan. That name is the most fitting for its fate. Although not as much as the Heaven tribe, our Earth tribe's naming officers are trained to lightly read fate through the flow of spiritual energy and cast divinations. A name given by such a naming officer will surely be the most suitable for it. The meaning of the name Hong Fan is. The naming officer, a polite deer demon beast, carefully explains the meaning of the name written on the paper. Thank you. I appreciate you giving it such a fine name. After expressing my gratitude, I leave the administrative area. Hong Fan. I look at the centipede, pondering. Why does this name feel so familiar? I can't help but think I had heard this name before. Well, I'll figure it out later. For now, I need to meet the centipede demons that the stag beetle demon had introduced. The 13 major tribes that make up the Earth Tribe True Dragon Alliance included the Dragon Race, Peng Race, Peacock Race, Tiger Race, Fox Race, Horse Race, Monkey Race, Turtle Race, Phoenix Race, Shark Race, Ox Race, Hungry Ghost Race, and Insect Race. Among them, the Dragon Race is considered the most noble, while the Insect Race is seen as the most humble. Originally, the 12 races are descendants of immortal beasts with true bloodlines, while the Insect Race simply refers to a collective of all insect-type demon beasts spread throughout the Earth Tribe, so it's natural. And now, I am headed to meet the Centipede Race, considered to be among the weaker factions within the Insect Race. Boom. I quickly arrive at the location of the Centipede Race through a teleportation array leading to the Insect Tribe area. The Centipede Race resides in a particularly deep valley within the Insect Race territory. After meeting and chatting with the Centipede demons introduced by the Stag Beetle demon, I successfully obtained a few techniques to awaken Hong Fan. Sacrificial name Spirit Steel Great Method, is it? After understanding the flow of spiritual energy running through the centipede's body and inflating the centipede's body with spiritual energy until it's on the verge of exploding, a ritual is performed to strongly imprint its name in the centipede's consciousness, awakening its spiritual nature. Originally, this is a method used by the Heaven tribe to create their pet demon beasts, but as a noble with the true blood of an immortal beast, you should be able to achieve the same effect through the ritual. Hearing the Centipede demon's explanation, I nod. If it's originally a secret technique exclusive to the Heaven tribe, then it's even better. Using the sacrificial name Spirit Steel Great Method, I won't need to follow Seo Huiol to the Earth tribe in the next life. I can awaken Hong Fan elsewhere, which is actually preferable. I pay the Centipede race for the sacrificial name Spirit Steel Great Method and return to the Sea Dragon Palace. I'm sorry for not taking care of you until now. Looking at Hong Fan, who received a new name, I prepare the great method along with Yuan Yu. Let's go on together from now on. A ritual formation is laid out in the room. After deploying a soundproofing spell, I place the centipede in the center of the formation and activate the ritual. The sacrificial name Spirit Steel Great Method is activated. Wawum. Spiritual energy flows into Hong Fan's body, causing it to wriggle. I adjust the influx of spiritual energy to suit its body and manipulate the formation. Hong Fan, come forth. Kum. As I call its name, the ritual activates, and the spiritual energy inside Hong Fan begins to tremble. Calling its name 3 times initiates the ritual to awaken the spiritual nature of an insect demon beast devoid of intelligence. Hong Fan, come forth. Calling its name again, the spiritual energy within Hong Fan explodes and begins to transform. The explosion of spiritual energy turns into pure life force, strengthening Hong Fan's body, and the energy inside begins to settle and rotate. Hong Fan, come forth. Kum. This time, an explosion loud enough for me to hear bursts forth from Hong Fan's body. It seems to writhe in pain, but enduring the pain, it finally allows the flow of spiritual energy to settle within its body. After calling its name 3 times, Hong Fan finally awakens its spiritual nature and ascends to the ranks of demon beasts. Jirik, Jirik. Hong Fan makes strange noises, looking around. An aura equivalent to the initial stage of Qi refining emanates from it. Even if demon beasts possess spiritual nature, unless they are of a special lineage born from immortal beasts, they hardly have any intelligence until they reach the Qi building stage. Until reaching that stage, Hong Fan won't be much different from the centipede I knew before. I approach Hong Fan, look into its eyes, and say, let's get along well from now on. A heavenly fate brought to me by the serving command seal. I wonder what help Hong Fan will provide me in the future. No, it doesn't matter if it can't help. Whether it helps or not. After all, it's a connection that found its way to me. I will do my best to assist this little guy. Recalling the teachings of Azure Tiger Saint, I gently stroke the carapace on Hong Fan's head. In this treacherous ice field of the dragon race's intrigues, stay with me. There will be many difficult and painful challenges ahead while under Xiao Hui's command. There was no one on my side in this Sea Dragon Palace, but now that I have Hong Fan, I have at least one ally. From now on, let's persevere together. It's only been 2 years under Xiao Hui. Just 2 years, but feeling his benevolent gaze made it seem like 200 years had passed. However, to achieve my objectives in this life, including exploring the true intentions of the dragon race, checking on Oh Haixiu's situation, and somehow accomplishing the theft of the heavenly lightning banner, I must keep enduring. I will endure and surely fulfill all my objectives. With determination, I look out the window of the Sea Dragon Palace with the newly spiritually awakened Hong Fan. Thus, 5 years pass. Kurung, Kururung. I inhale the gathering dark clouds filled with the energy of Tyene, half opening my eyes. Finally, over these 5 years, I reached the stage of core formation grand perfection through human cultivation methods, and also approached the extreme limit of core formation in the demon beast methods. Now, it's time to properly return to the nascent soul stage. 7 years since regression. Well, 17 years if I include the time he tested me, but in terms of the flow of time, it's been 7 years. After 7 years, I stand at the threshold of the nascent soul stage, thanks to the power of the canvas of myriad forms and connections. Once I reach nascent soul, I'll be able to move a bit more freely under Xiao Hui. I will also be able to formally train in nascent soul methods. Then shall I return to the nascent soul stage?